Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 10, aka the last episode of the M.O.B podcast. How's everybody doing today?
Yo,
Woo!
what up, though?
What up?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. Anybody watching this right now, I'm stressed the fuck out. This damn episode has already started off kind of ugh. But we gonna push through. We gonna persevere because that's what we do, all right?
Hey,
But I might throw my computer off my balcony today. So we'll see how that works out, y'all. But we got a great episode for you guys. As you know, it's your boy DK, aka Mr. Black Sheep, aka that nigga Dak. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that because we're on Twitch. Either way, and we have and we back in here with another episode. I'm with the boys, Torture, and the boys Ace. Yo, gents, how are y'all doing today?
Yo, what's
hey,
good,
chilling,
man? Living
chilling.
the dream, man. Another
Oh
week down.
yeah,
Hey, that's what I'm talking
facts,
about, y'all.
facts.
We got an interesting and diverse episode planned for everybody. You know, real quick though, I'm gonna let everybody discuss their week while I make sure the stream is good. So real quick, gentlemen, let's start with you, Torture. How was your week this week?
Man, this was a busy week. My job has become way more dynamic, and it's learning, a bunch of new things. Easy to get stressed with it, but sometimes you just gotta buckle down and just attack stuff head on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand exactly what you mean, man. It be like that sometimes, yo. This week was definitely trying for myself as well. But before I bitch, Dallas, how was your week, homie?
Oh man, another good week, man. Another good week. Just finalizing the last couple steps to getting the job. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Situated and getting that all taken care of. So, just got my schedule and everything. So I'm looking forward to getting back at it, man. Getting
Well,
back
Dallas,
in the
you're about to
swing.
be like a world class, like renowned health professional, right?
Man,
Mm.
that's the man, bro. I just like sports, man. You
Eh,
know what I'm saying? That's really all it is, bro. Like, and in the field that I'm trying to get in, man, I want to get in the sports medicine field, and obviously, being in the emergency room now is way different than sports medicine,
That's wild, bro.
But
Because
hey,
so I
man,
had to go to the emergency room last week, and I
yeah,
was like, "This place is terrible." I was like, "This place
man,
sucks." So I don't know how you do it. Like, I was
bro,
like, "Shout outs to all these staff." Like,
man, it's a different type of vibe, man. You know what I
right,
mean? It's very it can be very fast paced or it could be very slow, and you got to be ready to get your job done and you got to be ready to get everything done. Like,
interesting. So it's
you
it's
get
not a
every,
constant it's not a constant feed of people like high
I mean,
priority, high stress, high adrenaline all the time. Like
it
it comes in
depends on,
waves.
yeah, man, it depends on where you're at, bro, and the type of city
Okay.
you're in and the type of hospital you're in. If you're like a
Right.
level 5 trauma center, right, and you'll probably see all of the nasty breaks. A lot of things about
Gotcha.
hospitals is that they all work together, right? Like if they don't
Right.
have something available, they'll send you to a different hospital. So, if you're like a trauma, like if you're a level 5 trauma center, right, you're gonna get gunshot victims, breaks,
Okay.
falls, all of that type of stuff, right?
All the
You're gonna,
intense stuff.
yeah, man, you're gonna get mental health breakdowns. You're gonna get someone sick with COVID or someone sick with anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Is 5 the
that's
highest
where
it goes? Does it stop
I,
at level 5?
I believe 5 is the highest it goes. Yeah, I believe so.
But that's
But
not where you're trying to go.
I mean, that's where I'm at.
Oh shit.
oh man, I could
Yeah,
hear that
God
all going
you
damn.
on in the
know,
background. My bad,
you
y'all.
know what I'm
Thought I had myself
saying.
muted.
So, man, it's. I'm not gonna say it's fun, but it's something new every day,
Right.
and
Right.
it's what I like to do. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
everyone can handle the adrenaline and
Borrow
or
big
the rush
facts.
when something pops off, but
Yep.
I live for that type of stuff. I like that. That's right up
No,
my
that's
alley.
kind
So
of that's actually that's how my dad got into firefighting, right? He's been
yeah.
he's been firefighting almost for 30 years now. And he was saying that he wanted something that was a little bit different every day,
Hmm.
that kind of that kept him active, and whatnot. And uh it's just it's interesting how people are just tuned differently. You know, like me, I want the monotonous 9 to 5, no worry. Like,
Fuck
bro, I'm
that.
just trying to. Hey, as
Fuck
far as a
that.
professional
Hey,
job goes, I'm just trying to do my job, not worry
yeah,
about shit else, so I
Okay,
can
I
support
see what
all
you're
my
saying.
hobbies.
Just to pay the
Yeah,
I
bills
can
type
understand.
situation.
exactly.
I can
Yeah.
understand.
Not worrying about having to take tests, not having some boss breathing
Oh,
down my neck,
Selvin,
not
what's good,
having
Cuzzo? Appreciate you
corporate
sharing the
like,
stream.
hey, nice.
Yeah,
Not having
appreciate you.
corporate like worrying about, this and that or moving up and down the ladder, job security. Like, I just want something flat and simple, easy. But
I
that's just
I can
me.
respect that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you though. I ain't trying to do this 9 to 5 shit no more, man. I'm so damn tired and bored of this shit. And nowadays, it's not even a 9 to 5. It's like my job's like 8 to 6. It feels
Yeah,
like 8 to
man.
5:30.
Yep.
It feels like so.
Mm.
It's just one of them things where I'm just like, yo, let's hurry up and take off, man. Let's hurry up and do some shit where we can get fucking bank and shit. All right, Dallas, I see you sharing the stream. Appreciate it. Jake, I don't see your name popping up, so we might have to talk to you later. No, I'm playing.
No, yeah, I was about to say, that's a goddamn lie.
Shit. All right, y'all. My week, man. My week has just been long and riddled with things that I can't necessarily control. So I kind of want to let's talk about something real quick.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I was talking to my pops about something called locus of control, right? And if, for those who don't know, it's like a psychology concept, but it's basically internal versus external factors that dictate why things may get accomplished, right? And
Okay.
so for someone with a internal locus of control, they believe that their outcome, the outcome of things that they're trying to accomplish, is directly correlates to what they do, and an external.
Say that again.
So they believe that the outcome, the completion of like a goal, right, that you're trying to accomplish,
Okay.
directly correlates with your internal like motivation and internal factors.
Okay.
All right. Whereas an external one is basically saying, things that are outside of your control. They would say something like, the reason why I wasn't able to get this done is because the system is against
Because
me, or,
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
it doesn't necessarily have to be so like, what's the word? Like not taking accountability aspect of it, but it's
Uh huh.
just, it's just things. It's basically an internal and external motivation, you know.
Gotcha.
And I
Gotcha.
I really want to talk to people like and just tell them the difference between the two. And people just need to be more internally motivated and
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily worry about things that are outside their means of control. Because
Right.
man, when I tell you this week has been stressful, and there have been a couple of times, including today, where I'm just like, fuck it, right? Like, let's just not do this shit. Let's just say, like, let's just chalk up the losses, take an L, and just be like, it is what it is. But then things
Oh,
won't
is that
get.
why you said the last episode? Is
Yeah,
that why
cause
you said
yeah,
that?
yeah, cause I was about to say, yo, fuck this shit, yo, this shit's pissing me off, man. Yo,
yeah,
y'all don't know, man. A lot of work comes into to getting these podcasts done, and my computer is just not, it's just dying on me, yo. It's dying on me. I need another computer, so go ahead and donate to the cause. Anyway, but again, things won't get done if you have the attitude and the mindset of like, because of all this external shit happening, I just gotta stop. I just gotta shut down. I just gotta like, not progress further. You gotta have that like
Right.
internal fortitude to just be like, yo, fuck it. Let's just keep pushing. Let's keep pushing until we
Right.
accomplish. Because
Right.
again, at the end of the day, if you want to really achieve something, there's always gonna be an excuse, and there's always gonna be a reason why you
indeed,
can't do something. So
Facts.
indeed.
like,
Facts.
just fucking like, I don't want to say man up because that's not the proper terminology, but just fucking like get some internal resilience, have some
Right.
persistence,
Right.
and just fucking like keep
Right.
pushing, that's the best way I can put it. And I don't want to talk too much about that, but I just wanted to get that off my chest because, I was in the bathroom taking a shit and I was like, man, do I really want to do this shit? I was like, do I really want to do this shit? And I know it says it. Look, I know it says we're playing Chrono Trigger. We're not playing Chrono Trigger, y'all. So if anybody's here expecting us to hop on the Chrono Trigger, that's my bad. Again, Streamlabs be fucking up. So it is what it is,
Oh,
man.
that
Let's
external you were just talking about.
yeah, that external locus of control. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. I can't help it, y'all. So let's go ahead and get today's show started, and because a lot of things have happened this week, y'all, and I know y'all been watching the
True.
news. I know y'all been like seeing just the shit that's going on. Let's talk about Bill Cosby. You know, Bill Cosby got released
Dude.
from prison, y'all, and you know what? I'm gonna pull up the article real quick and read it. But before I even go into that, yo, Ace, tell me how you feeling about that, man.
Man, it's a lot of weird emotion. I'll tell you this. I think that there are things that we now need to change so situations like this don't happen again.
What do you
And
mean?
I'm gonna say what I mean. In my opinion, okay, one,
Uh-oh.
we have to normalize victims that when this happens to them, then you have to do something when it happens as soon as possible. You get what I'm saying? Because honestly, everyone's gonna question you. Not saying it's right, but this is what's gonna happen is that people are gonna question you if you come out 30 years later. You know what I mean? And there's just way too many and there's way too many situations where it's like there's a gray area, right? Secondly, we need to make sure that people who have false allegations and ruin it for other people get punished for that.
Yes.
You get what
Yes.
I'm saying? Because
Wholeheartedly
unfortunately
agree.
there are more people who get raped or get assaulted and don't have justice, and there are some people and there are like those few little bad apples that where if you don't come into contact with the other part of it, you're gonna be looking like, man, people be lying, man. This could just be trying to get some money or get set up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, it has to be a thing where like, man, people who are making these false allegations to where you're people who are truly victims and going through something have to fight this uphill battle based off of
Mm,
what other people are doing to fuck it up for them. Those people need to go, and we need to normalize victims coming out at the time of when it happens. You know what I'm saying?
for
I
sure.
know it may be tough. I know
Let
it may
me
be tough for people to do, but you gotta get that done ASAP. I mean,
Nah,
rape
I
kids
agree
don't get
with
done.
those points. Let me, real quick, Selvin John said, "I'm liking the new aesthetic y'all got going on. Keep killing them with the strong
Hey,
arm emoji. Yo, appreciate you, Cuzzo. Appreciate you, man. We trying out here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the article so everybody can see exactly what we're talking about, right? So, Bill Cosby freed from prison, his sex conviction overturned, yo. So let's talk about this. All right.
They really put my man's with the peace sign up.
With the,
I'm
I mean,
weak.
but this is what
I'm
happens.
weak.
This is yo, but this was literally like 2 days ago. This is what he did.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
the current picture.
this is a current
Oh
picture. Yes,
shit.
this is him coming out of prison
Oh.
like V for victory. So
God
Real
damn.
quick, the Philadelphia AP, Pennsylvania's highest court threw out Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction and released him from prison Wednesday in a stunning reversal of fortune for the comedian once known as America's Dad, ruling that the prosecutor who brought the case was bound by his predecessor's agreement not to charge Cosby. Cosby, 83, flashed a V for victory sign to a helicopter overhead as he trudged into his suburban Philadelphia home after serving nearly 3 years of a 3 to 10 year sentence for drugging and violating Temple University sports administrator Andrea Constant in 2004. Yo, so I mean, that's crazy. In all honesty, when are we hearing people's convictions getting overturned? And in all honesty, the reasoning behind the conviction getting overturned is something that a lot of people have been bringing up. They're saying, because again, they ruled that the prosecutor who brought the case was bound by the predecessor's agreement not to charge
Right.
Cosby. Why,
Right.
so it's like why does that matter in a sense? Torture,
Exactly.
how you feeling about this situation?
It 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 makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
Mm,
You know, it makes me wonder like, okay, so there was an agreement that he was supposed to go through a certain pipeline, and he was basically supposed to be untouchable as long as he's going through this defined process.
mm-hmm.
And then now that they veered off of that and something happened to his status, now all of a sudden they got to throw it all out. And they didn't even say if they were going to start over. They didn't say if he was going to go back for whatever reason. It was just, oh, this was violated, so now it's just overturned completely, right? And
I
so
mean, that does
it
bring
makes me
into question like due process. Did he get his fair
right,
trial? And apparently, the Supreme
right,
Court is saying that he didn't. I
yeah,
know a lot of
exactly,
people. A lot of people. It's a very split decision, right? Or a very split opinion on the situation. Basically, either people are like satisfied that he was freed, or people are saying like this is a affront to justice and this is criminal and all this other stuff because people either love Cosby or hate Cosby because like Dallas was saying due to the nature of this case in particular, people still weren't sold on the fact that he actually committed a crime. A lot of people are saying, well, he admitted to.
A lot of
Yeah,
people.
a lot of people are saying, well, he admitted to drugging these ladies, but the full context of it was he admitted that they had consensual consumption of drugs
right,
before they had sex.
right.
So,
That would be
one
like if you
thing,
or your girl or you or your boy like smoked beforehand, right?
right,
And then
exactly,
did whatever.
exactly. So it's one of those things where a lot of it's kind of hard to really judge the situation. Like Dallas was saying, this thing happened 30 years ago, so there's really like no strong armed evidence.
Right.
So
Evidently.
A lot of
people,
dissipation over the years.
right?
And I
So
feel
people
like,
are
and like,
wondering. Go ahead. My
if
bad.
this, like, and I feel like if this happens to you, then right, like the difference between the Bill Cosby situation and the R. Kelly situation essentially comes down to like documentation. You
Mm,
get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
R.
Cold hard
Kelly has
proof.
been R. Kelly has been documented for years about being, you know what I'm saying, the way he is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when he goes to jail, he stays in jail, and there's no weird if, ands, or buts anything around it because like this has been documented throughout history. Bill Cosby has had a relatively like clean bill of health to speak.
mm,
Not to like not to
Right.
have a pun, but it's like my man hasn't. There's nothing that has happened to him, and then all of a sudden like there's the conspiracy theory that he goes to buy CBS, and then all of a sudden these allegations start popping up out of nowhere, right?
I
And
thought it was
Right.
it's like
NBC.
NBC,
Yeah,
whatever. He
yeah.
was trying
He's
to
making
find some,
moves. He's making
yeah,
moves.
you know
Right.
what I'm saying. So then, like it becomes a deal where it's like, wow, all of these people all of these people who deserve justice, are essentially caught up in this public eye scope of things, where it's like, again, this is where you start having the situations of, oh man, well, this could just be for money, you know what I'm saying? And this is why it all turns into like a big shit show. And then you get your personal justice caught up in some big movement that's on TV and nationally televised and all of this big thing. So then you got all these other different things going into it. And then they're going to sit there and ask you, where's the proof?
Mm,
All you got is just like hearsay, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it
exactly.
sucks. So like if you go to the hospital and you get a rape kit taken care of and they see that you have drugs in your system and all this other stuff, then then it's documented and there's facts where you can be like, hey, I did this, I took this step. You get what I mean? And
Right.
So
it
But then
sucks.
also it makes me think of accessibility though, because I would say today, right, it would be real easy. Like if this were to happen, all right, it's real easy to go to the hospital and be like, hey, I need to do a kit, like blah blah blah, this happened, this happened, this happened.
And
But
that's gonna
how
happen
was
on the
it
spot.
30 years ago? Like 30
yeah,
years ago,
so a
was it the
big
same?
point
That's
that everybody keeps
that's
bringing
gonna
up, or a big counter argument to something that you said, Dallas, is just in the fact that one, sorry, a lot of people, especially like the women involved in the situation, or people who are supporting the women involved in the situation, they're saying that it's not so black and white, as in, we should have came up earlier, or we should have got the rape kit, or all these other things, because one, at the time it's Bill Cosby, right? Bill Cosby is arguably one of 30 years ago, arguably one of the biggest names in
Right.
Hollywood, biggest names in America in general. I mean, hell, his name is America's, or his nickname is America's Dad. So
Right.
he's arguably a person of really high affluence and influence. So there's that. Two, like Jake brought up, he said accessibility. Nowadays, I think there's a lot more light being shined on um, on wanting people to express like them getting sexually assaulted. You know, they're trying nowadays. We encourage people to come up and speak their piece and make sure that like they get their justice. Whereas 30 years ago, maybe these people didn't feel like they had that type of voice.
Right.
So just to play devil's advocate, a lot of people, would argue with you and bring up these points. And what would you say like in response to those?
Still not an excuse though.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? No matter if someone is famous in stature or not, no matter whether someone doesn't initially believe you or not, the truth is the truth. And just because someone is in a position or XYZ doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like saying like, oh, if you get raped by somebody famous, don't say anything because no one's gonna believe you. That
Right.
is
Right.
terrible. That is terrible
So
logic.
a counter
You get what
argument,
I'm saying?
would be people, and I've seen this. The only reason why I'm bringing this up again, I'm just playing
Mhm.
devil's advocate in this situation, right? Counterpart argument people brought up was a similar situation. Well, not a similar situation, but everybody knows the Central Park Five, right? And how they
Correct.
were
Right.
coerced to do something that they didn't
Correct.
want. That they were coerced to admit to a crime that they didn't actually commit, right?
Correct.
Because again, they were in a position, they were in a shitty position dealing with people in power. So
Hmm.
they would say, with that type of logic, right? Who's to say that Bill Cosby or and Bill Cosby's affiliates didn't put that type of pressure on these women to be quiet until then? And then you're
Right.
saying they would say to you, Dallas, like you're saying this is not an excuse, but what about the kids to the Central Park Five? Would you say the same thing to them? Would you say like it's not an excuse? You shouldn't have, said anything, or you shouldn't have admitted to something that you didn't do? You know, they would they
And
would
the
they
truth
would
came out
question.
though, bro.
Go ahead.
You get what I'm saying? The truth came out though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even though
after
after
a
the
lot.
fact, yeah,
Yeah.
after the fact and after a lot of stuff happened, yeah, obviously like the truth came out, which is again, this is where we go back to having people that have these false delegations. And then you get into the conversation of like black versus white. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you get what I'm saying? Like and then you have this narrative that shouldn't even necessarily be there. This false allegation got these kids locked up for XYZ amount of time. So guess what? Every time, so if you were
Oh snap.
directly associated with that, someone who's closely related to that might go back and think like, you know what, is that even true? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You want to know why? Because that woman that filed all of that false stuff against him, what happened to her? Did she have to pay anything? And so like the people that are ruining people's lives with these type of allegations because they feel like they can get away with it, you know what I mean? Like so when people need justice, there's just always going to be that narrative. So
Right.
you have to punish those people and as well as still continue to like have victims come forward, bro. Like I'm sorry, man. Like as a man, I feel like if I knew someone who was raping somebody, I'm ready to whoop their ass. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
For
Like I'm
sure.
ready to whoop their ass.
It's a
Like
very
that's some
complex.
shit that
It's a
that
very
gets
complex
handled. You know what I'm
situation.
saying?
And
So it's like,
I
but
agree.
it's like if you're a victim and you know someone or you know someone who is a victim, you need to be the number one advocate of making sure they go forward and getting this shit documented, talking to the police, going to the hospital, getting all of that stuff taken care of, man. Because like it's just to me, I have a strong sense of like right and wrong. That's just the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even I mean shit, even if you have to go forward on your friend's behalf and be like, "Hey, she was raped." Guess what? You may be mad at me. You may be upset. You may feel like I violated your but no, that's the you shouldn't ever have to feel that getting assaulted is something you have to like keep to yourself and not have to
Right.
go like tell some you
Internalizing.
know
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that is a terrible, terrible way of thinking. And if you're not going to be someone's friend after that, then you know what? I'd much rather you get the help and justice you need and not be my friend anymore
Okay.
than
Okay.
me just be a yes man to you and like let you
That's an
suffer. You know what
admirable.
I'm saying?
That is an admirable
Hey, this is where
thing.
you need that soundboard. That's a
Yeah,
No,
right.
standing
I do have the
ovation.
sound. You know,
that's
I
just the
got a
right thing
soundboard.
to
It's just
do,
that
Applause
man.
worthy.
yeah, just that
You
y'all can't
know,
hear it, so it's weird. But the audience could hear it.
it's just
But
it's just the right thing to do, man. At the end of the day, bro. You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
No,
And
I
like,
respect that.
and
I
and
respect that.
people that fuck it up for other people are the worst type of people. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because like you know what's fucked up? Look at like the Emmett Till situation.
Mm.
That lady on her
Right
deathbed
at the end, she
said that
lied.
she's been lying this whole time. Think about the trauma that family had to
So,
go through.
how do
Think
we
about all
feel
of that shit
then?
that had to go
How do
through.
we all personally feel about this situation? And Dallas, I'm gonna let you go, but I want Jake. Jake, how do you feel about this Bill Cosby situation? Do you think that given the circumstance, given the overturning, do you feel as though maybe like how do you feel? Do you think he was innocent the whole time? Do you think he's guilty? What say you?
I think there's too many blurred lines to come to an actual like factual and logical decision. And as well, I do think there's some stuff happening behind the scenes because, I mean, this shit really just came out of nowhere, basically on like a small technicality.
Right,
So it's
right.
like, and then this whole thing started the whole entire like Me Too movement and whatnot. And like, I think there's more to this than we actually know.
Okay, okay. I think it came out like in the midst of it. I believe that Weinstein situation was like the catalyst of
Oh,
the
that's
Me
what it
Too.
was. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's right. That's
Weinstein
right.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah, yeah.
that's crazy,
situation.
man.
And then Dallas, you've been very expressive so far. But how do you feel about No, I mean that's good. That's great though.
No,
That's not me throwing
understandable.
shade or nothing. How do you think, or what do you think about this situation? Do you think he was innocent? Do you think he was guilty, or do you think like Jake, where there just isn't enough information to come to a just decision on the matter?
Think that wherever 60 people said that somebody did something, then there's probably an established pattern of behavior.
Mm.
But the American justice system is based off of what you can prove. And if you haven't taken the steps to be able to prove your claims, then this is what happens.
Okay, so you're basically saying that this is the reason why you need to any victim needs to be vocal about what happened to them
Correct.
and come out
Correct.
sooner rather than later to try to avoid
Correct.
situations like this.
Correct. A hundred
Okay,
percent correct. You
okay, for
know?
sure.
So it
All
ain't
right.
right,
Well,
but it's what happened.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm
I
Fun
saying?
guess
fact: if
And
you're going to court, go after lunch.
all we can do is change the steps so going forward this doesn't happen
It's
again.
true. People get lighter sentences.
oh, I didn't know that. Go after lunch? Maybe because people aren't hangry
If you go to
anymore.
if you go to court,
Nah.
yeah, if you go to court after lunch, there's yeah,
That's so fucking
You
crazy.
got me
judges
before
tend
the
to give lighter
morning.
sentences.
Got
There
me
is
before
one
the morning
thing
coffee.
just for you
Life.
guys, like situational awareness. There is so apparently, Bill Cosby has been ineligible for parole for a while because I think he spent 2 years in prison so far, 3 years in prison, but
Yeah, it was like
Ooh,
two or
and
three.
2 or 3 years. But the thing is, he kept denying to take like sexual offender courses while in jail because he was saying, he was saying I didn't do it, and he was keeping his stance as like I didn't do it, I didn't do it. So he felt that going to those classes would be an admission of guilt to an extent. So
Right,
he was just
right.
like he was like, if I have to serve the whole 10 years because I refuse to go to these classes, then I'll serve the whole 10 years. But he's kept his stance. And in actuality, I wanted to bring up
I mean,
a
well, he's
tweet that
already
he
halfway
tweeted
labeled
before.
that, so I mean, why not just take the classes? Like
Hey
his
man.
reputation is already tarnished. You know what I
Hey
mean?
But I mean,
man.
that brings up a
You
good
know.
point. Do you? I mean, when you're put in that situation, do you say to yourself, like, I know I didn't do this? Like, let's say, for example, he is innocent, right? And he's being wrongfully accused of something. Would you say, all right, I know I'm being wrongfully accused, but I want to play the game, so I'm going to go ahead and do these sexual offender courses. And even though it's kind of like an admission of guilt, I want to get out of prison, so fuck it, it is what it is. Or do you stick to your guns
I'm
and
about
you
to
say,
throw away a
or do you
whole
stick to your
decade
guns
of
and
my
say
life
like, hey,
just for some in. That's dumb to me. It really is.
I
You
mean,
gotta stick to your guns.
Like,
at
I
that point.
understand it. I understand it, but you're
Nah.
telling me that the difference between me not spending 10 years of my life in prison is taking some fucking classes when everyone already thinks I'm this person anyways, regardless if I did or not. If I am completely innocent, but then people already do this, I'm already going through, I'm already serving them. Fuck it then, like whatever.
but we
It's
don't know
already ruined.
we don't know what information may come out at a later time, and there may be some information that comes out and proves your innocence in a situation. So maybe
Okay,
Stand on your morals, bro.
so then that would just go to show that's a win-win still then. So I don't have to
it's
spend
not
10
really
years
a
in
win-win
prison.
because
My reputation is restored, and if the truth comes out, like, and then all like that what, like publicity and shit, like all the positive like publicity or whatever it's called, like I don't see that as a loss. I don't.
Dallas. What do you think about that?
No. If you didn't do it, bro, then you didn't do it. So you stand on your morals and your principles. And
Yeah, I
then when
think
the
that's
truth
dumb.
comes
Well,
out,
you know what?
and then when the truth
You can go to
comes
prison
out,
for 10 years.
then
I'll be chilling,
I mean,
having
it
in and out and
sucks.
shit.
It
Just
sucks,
because
but I'm-
you
but I'm
admit to
saying,
something doesn't
but think
necessarily
about,
mean to he. So again,
man,
it was
but if you're
parole
taking these
eligibility.
cla-
It wasn't
these type
necessarily
of, but you're
him
talking
admitting
about
him
someone
going
who
to these
rapes
offending
people.
courses wasn't him saying like, oh, if I go to these courses, I'm gonna be free. That's not how it works. It was
Yeah.
I see
eligibility
what you're
for
saying.
his parole. So at the end of the day, let's say you go to these
Hey,
let's say you go
okay.
to these classes, right? And you attend these
I'll say
classes.
that
You could
seems a little
still
too simple, anyways.
you could still go to your parole meeting and they could still deny your parole and say we don't think
Right.
you're genuine, all that other stuff. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah,
I
then
see.
nah, fuck that
I
shit.
see
then.
Dre Ballard coming through saying ready for the fuckery. And you came in a little late, but we talking about the whole Bill Cosby situation right now. But appreciate you coming through, Pops. Yeah. But the thing that Bill Cosby said, he said a tweet, and I'm about to read it right now. I'm sorry, I'm just looking for it.
Yeah, because I didn't know that's what it was for. Like, but granted, I was like, that's not much of a justice system if I just got to do a PowerPoint and then I don't get 10 years in jail. I was like,
Yeah,
that
nah.
seems a little too simple and broken.
It's solely
But
for
I was
his
like,
parole
if that's-
eligibility.
Gotcha.
So he said, and for whatever reason now, I cannot find it. One of you guys keep talking, and then while I try to look for this shit real quick, because I don't know where the fuck this shit is going.
But no,
Nah,
in
man.
that case, in that case, then I'm not gonna do those little fucking classes. Like,
Okay,
because
Yeah,
then
so
the trade-off at that
trash.
point is
Nothing.
terrible.
There
Like,
is
yeah,
no
there's no point in
trade-off.
that.
so he
Exactly.
said he said he tweeted an old photo of himself with a fist raised and his eyes closed with the caption, "I have never changed my stance nor my story. I have always maintained my innocence. Thank you to all my fans, supporters, and friends who stood by me through this ordeal. Special thanks to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court for upholding the rules of the law." So he is like basically saying, yo, I didn't do this. Regardless of what the courts are saying, I didn't do this. So, I mean, I don't necessarily know. I mean, I guess people could continue a lie, but I think that his, what's the word? His refusal to change his position, to change his stance, I do think that kind of warrants maybe reconsidering the situation. The guy saying, I didn't do it. Again, we said that the evidence was hearsay, right? Circumstantial.
Right.
So, maybe again, like Dallas said, maybe this whole situation gets avoided if people take the means to step up sooner and say, this was done to me, this was wrong. So I don't know, man. It's a very complex situation, and we're gonna continue to follow this story and talk more about it, because who knows? Maybe some things I heard that this is not the end of the situation. I heard that some of the prosecution is going to try to get Bill Cosby on other charges because you can't necessarily give somebody double jeopardy on one particular case, but if if it's multiple different things, then they can still take him to court. So he's probably still gonna have to deal with
Oh yeah,
going to
he's gonna be
court.
dealing with this for a while.
Yeah, and dealing with the consequences of his actions. And before we move on
So
to the
you think
next
they're gonna
topic,
take him back to court?
let's
dead ass.
before we move on to the next topic, let's read the comments real quick because Dre Ballard basically says, or Dre Ballard says, he got off on a technicality because of his Fifth Amendment rights being violated. But the sad fact is that he admitted to using the drugs and alcohol to seduce women. Right. So we actually brought that up earlier, Dre Ballard, and we said that he admitted to using the drugs and alcohol on a consensual basis, whereas a lot of people have, saying that he admitted to just doing it unwillingly. And while, yes, technically speaking, if you're under the influence of something, you don't have the right to consent. However, that brings up the much larger argument of if you guys are admitting to, or if you guys are agreeing to do something beforehand, establishing something beforehand, then, who's really at fault? Is it the man's issue? Is it the man at fault? Or is it the woman at fault? Or is it both? Because if you're both agreeing to be under the influence, then technically speaking, neither one of you have the ability to consent to, anything. So it is a very interesting situation, and it's very we'll keep following it, but let's go ahead and move on to the next topic of today's show.
Well, Dallas was about to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dallas. Go ahead.
Before you were reading the comments.
Man, is it bad that as a black man, I'm just thinking like, damn, Bill Cosby? Is that wrong?
I don't think it's wrong.
Like,
I don't think it's wrong. He was a
role
model.
OJ.
Like,
he was a role model.
Then it was
like,
R. Kelly.
You know what I
now
mean?
Now it's
like,
Cosby.
I mean, LJ's a different beast.
Yeah.
Like,
I think what Dallas is saying is that Bill Cosby was Bill Cosby. He was the positive black role model, of the 80s and the 90s.
Didn't cuss, didn't swear, didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it'd be like finding out Bob Ross was on some shit.
Yeah. Right.
The man is
Mr. Rogers.
80-something years. The man is 80-something years old, and now all of a sudden, Bill Cosby is gonna die a terrible person.
Mm-hmm. His legacy is tarnished.
His whole legacy is tarnished, man. So it's like,
oh, what's his name? Theo Huxtable? Dude was pissed.
Dude, I see why he's like fighting so hard. He's literally fighting for his life's work. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Brandon Hanson, appreciate you liking the stream.
Say we take the devil's advocate and say that all of this is 100% fake. Mm-hmm. Then somebody has literally lost their whole career off of some bullshit, So
and that's the sad nature of
that's
the
just,
situation.
But that just kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, damn it, Bill.
Yeah, that brings a much longer conversation, and I would like to I kind of want to talk about it still, in all honesty, because you do bring up a valid point, right? You have a man who is a positive, black role model. For the majority of his career, his work was basically uplifting and changing the stereotype. Like the Cosby Show was a 2-parent household, and Mr. Huxtable, I forgot how you say his name, but point is, Bill Cosby's character in the show was a doctor, I believe. And it wasn't like a broken home. Most black shows back in the day, they were talking about the black struggle, and there's a lot of broken homes or gang violence and stuff like that. And while the Cosby Show delved in those, it was one of those things with it's just like he contributed so much to changing like the negative perception of like the common black household. And he was, again, we brought up the whole, just like Dre Ballard bringing up, the whole NBC thing. Just the timing of the situation. We don't want to sit here and victim blame, right? And we're not victim blaming, and we're not saying that any of these women we're not outright saying any of these women are lying. But again, until evidence is being brought up, until something is like solid, it is one of those situations where it just seems too coincidental. Brandon Hanson, appreciate you sharing the stream, man. Appreciate you sharing the stream. But yeah, it's just a lot of shit going on with this Bill Cosby situation, and it's just one of those things where, maybe as time progresses, maybe some new things come to light. Maybe you know, that either prove his innocence or prove his guilt. And we'll just have to keep watching this.
Well, bro, there's been a
keep
shit ton of stuff with
scene.
celebrities going on, like all that stuff with Drake Bell, and then with Kyle Massey, and then like with like
and
I don't
you know
what
what
the fuck is it like?
That is perfect. That because that is a perfect segue into our next point for today's show.
Segue game strong.
Segue game strong. All right. And let me go ahead and put this on the screen so that everybody can see what is in the Hollywood water, yo. Because I don't know what the hell is going on.
The Hollywood water.
Actor Drake Bell pleads guilty in Ohio for child endangerment case. Sentencing set for July. So everybody knows Drake and Josh, right? You know.
Okay.
I found a way. I found a way. If you open up your eyes. Listen. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little hurt by this news, man. I don't know what it is about the Hollywood tap water or what's going on with the child star shit, but it seems like everybody and their mama doing fucking like egregious child crimes. And this actually brought up a conversation.
But it also makes you wonder, like, with all this stuff going on, like, what is it with these child actors? What is it with the, like, they grow up to be fucked up? Like, what is going on?
We need to stop making child actors.
Well, real quick, let me read this article real quick, and we'll continue on with the. We'll continue on with this. But Drake Bell, who played Drake in the Nickelodeon series Drake and Josh, pleaded guilty via Zoom on Wednesday to a felony charge of attempting to endanger children and a misdemeanor charge of disseminating material harmful to juveniles stemming from a 2017 incident in Ohio involving a teenage girl. Sentencing is set for July 12th. Bell, who appeared virtually at today's pretrial hearing in, I don't know how you say that, Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court under his legal name, Jared Bell, which I honestly thought his name was Drake.
I didn't even know.
I didn't know his name was fucking Jared. So that was another thing, you know.
Makes it work. What's up with Jared's?
Right? Joe,
Jared
what the
from
fuck?
Subway.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Jared Bell gave brief answers to a short series of questions, entering guilty pleas to one count of attempted child endangering, which is a 4th-degree felony, and disseminating material or matter harmful to juveniles, a 1st-degree misdemeanor. So Bell could receive a prison sentence of up to 18 months for the felony charge, with a fine of up to $5,000, and the misdemeanor charge carries a sentence of up to 6 months in jail, with a fine of up to $1,000. And real quick, the charges against Bell stem from a December 2017 meeting between the then 31-year-old actor and a 15-year-old girl when Bell was in Cleveland to perform a concert. All right, so 31-year-old, 15. What's up?
Where did go? Keep going. Where did he meet?
Oh, you want me to keep going? Okay.
Yeah, where did he meet this girl?
He met her at the when he was in Cleveland to perform a concert. Police have not specified what occurred at the club, so it was a club, but the meeting followed months of inappropriate social media messages, and that the two had known one another for several years. So, the girl subsequently filed a police report in Canada, and Canadian authorities reportedly then contacted Cleveland police. The victim in this case is permitted to provide the court with a victim impact statement prior to sentencing. And then it's basically saying the sitcom Drake and Josh, just a little bit of a backstory. So yeah, he was in a club in Cleveland. Apparently he, this is just talking about some grooming tactics going on right now.
Wait. He was in a club.
Was this club 21 and
up?
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. So, okay. What happened was he was performing at a concert.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Is it performing at a concert? Right. Regardless of whether or not this girl was in a 15-year-old or was in an 18-year-old club or whatever, the point is that according to this article, he had known the girl prior to this meeting. Exactly. And he had been engaging in conversation with the girl several years, and we don't know how many, like how often he was doing it, but he knew beforehand. So regardless of whether or not she was in a club that was for 18 years or 21 or up or whatever, he knew that he was texting an underage girl beforehand.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, because he has been texting this girl.
Canada.
He has been texting this girl since for a few years. If we say a few is 3, then
that's gross.
He's been messaging the girl since she was 12. The motherfucker was 29.
I thought he met her in the club and then start texting her for years after that.
Nah, man.
No,
So
that's
Nah, it said
disgusting.
that they've known each other for years. It sounds
Damn,
like then
son.
they met up at his little concert,
mhm.
and
Hey
then
man,
she went back to Canada. He
child.
probably flew her out there to come see him. Like that's probably what happened.
Real quick,
And then she
Dre
went to the
Ballard
Canadian
says,
police.
LOL, so zero accountability for their actions when you grow up with people kissing your ass because of your status. Just speculating, but they seem to not live in the real world while they are working as children. This is a valid
Don't.
point.
They
Also,
don't.
Billy
They
Matthews,
don't.
appreciate you sharing the stream. Thank you.
They don't. Big B, what up, though?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
For real,
they
they
live a
don't.
completely.
They have a completely different life, bro. You get what
Justin
I'm
Bieber's
saying?
new album is all about that. Him growing up
Bro,
as a child
Mhm.
you
celebrity.
know what
And
I just learned about that is completely fucked up that I had no idea about? The
Mhm.
whole
that he's
Britney
decent at drums.
Spears thing.
Bro.
Okay.
Bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my god.
like her dad literally owns her, bro. Like
Yes.
straight up
Yes.
like literally like has all of her money. She can't have kids unless he signs off
Yep.
on it. She
Mhm.
has a
Yep.
birth control inside of her that he controls that
The
Yep.
IUD.
legally
Yeah.
she is, you
Bro,
know what
it's
I'm saying? Like
disgusting. It's
legally
disgusting.
she is his. Like that is like
Property.
his like
She is
you
a
know what I'm saying?
resource to
How
him.
many of those kids are
Exactly.
probably living a lifestyle just
To
like
his
that?
estate.
You know what I
Like
mean?
like you remember
Like
all those years ago that video, the leave Britney alone.
yeah,
Yeah.
free
Leave her alone.
Britney.
Like
That was a
that's what
Yeah.
all
thing.
that's
Like,
what that was about. Yeah.
damn,
That's what that
son.
was
I do feel
about.
Yeah,
bad.
This has been going on
that's
her whole
crazy.
life.
And I think it brings up the bigger point of like the perspective on things is, what is going on with, it could be something like the Britney Spears situation, but what's going on with any of these Hollywood celebrities? Because if you think about it, a lot of times when we're hearing about these Hollywood celebrities getting into some type of trouble, it always has something to do with underage women,
Yes, it does.
underage people,
Yes,
not
it
even say women,
does.
just underage people in general, and a big thing that I brought up, because I had this conversation at work, because we were talking about the whole Kyle Massey, and then we were talking about this Drake Bell situation. What I think, my personal point or my personal thought on the matter is, I think it's a matter of like getting what's the word, tolerance, maybe building up a tolerance to certain things. I feel like when you're a celebrity, right? When you're famous, when you grow up in the spotlight and you're used to getting whatever you want, right? From a young age, you're used to getting the affection of, beautiful women, the top 10 women or men, depending on the gender. But the point is, you're used to getting this high quality physically of people, right? And then especially when you're like a musician or something like that, you get used to fucking around with the baddies and the models, and
Right.
like it becomes normal. It becomes commonplace to have the threesomes and the foursomes and the orgies and
Right.
all types of stuff from like these super bad models and super whatever. And I feel like maybe what it is after a while they get bored. It's too tame for them. It's not enough excitement for them because they're so used to they've been getting it for years and years and years. So it's like after
I
a
think that's
while,
a factor. Yeah.
after a while they're
I think
just
it's a
like
factor.
after a while they're just like, you know what? I kind of want something different. And again, when it comes to when you're like overexposed to sexual things, you become more and more deviant in your taste. You start off with normal basic sex, missionary, looking somebody in the eye, being all romantic and shit and vanilla, right? And then after a while, you're like, all right, this is fucking boring. So then you elevate to like doggy style. And you're like, all right, I like seeing that ass, I like seeing that ass do that thing. I like seeing that ass do that thing. But then again, it escalates. What was a really big wave in the past couple of years, that 50 Shades of Grey shit. What's that? All BDSM. People start thinking, oh, I want to get tied up. I want to get slapped in my fucking face and all this other shit.
And shit.
So I feel like it's a general progression when it comes to this. Like you just want more and more. I don't want to say deviant because it's such a weird word, but you just want more and more extreme sex.
Right. No,
And
like
when
you were saying, like your tolerance.
your
gets
tolerance,
raised and,
like
You can't-
after
you
a
can't be
while,
doing
doggy
vanilla
style
stuff
only
anymore.
does but so much. So in order to get that nut
Right.
off, you need You need that BDSM.
So eventually you'll be in the octagon and you'll be fighting, just to get
exactly.
off.
So, but the thing is, though, is like, what's the most
You know what
taboo
it
thing?
is?
What's the most taboo
You know,
thing when it comes to sex? And I think we can all agree the most taboo thing is, the youth, the kids. And I feel like that's why a lot of these people are doing this, because after a while they're just like, I want the next extreme, and the next extreme is getting someone who's
Right.
completely innocent, someone who hasn't been
bro.
touched, virgin material, so that's why they're doing
Right.
what they're
Well,
doing.
even then, I like I said, I think it's a factor,
I think
right? I think
we're
it's
all
a
the way
factor
off
because
on this
even
one.
then,
I don't think so.
think about
I
how
think
our
we're
culture
all
and
the way
society
off
is
on
with
this
this
one.
stuff. Like just what like about 10 years ago, with the whole like girls gone wild thing, like it was all the barely legal, just turned 18, like fresh and ready, hot Caesar, little Caesar, like whatever the fuck, like they be saying, like to try and get people to
Right.
fucking
Nah,
but like so
bruh.
like it's a
Nah, bruh.
weird no dude, it's
There's
a
a
weird
pattern though.
thing
You
that
can't deny that
people
the
like
pattern's
yeah,
there.
exactly.
Here's what
There's
I
some
think
sort of
is. Oh, go
trend
ahead.
there.
You can't deny that it's there,
No, I'm just
Dallas.
saying it is some
Regardless of how
Bro,
you want to
right.
look
here's
at
what
it,
I
it's there.
But
here's what I think is happening. I think that these guys are trying to relive their quote unquote glory days when they were like legitimate and they were doing what they were supposed to be doing and they
real
were
quick,
famous.
Dallas, real quick.
What
You
up?
might have a spider behind you. You might have a spider behind you. I don't
Oh,
know if like
all right.
Oh shit! That man had
He
us-
dead. He dead now.
Oh, my man's the thug. Man said, "Get the fuck off my wall."
Man, he gone now. Yeah,
Oh shit!
R.I.P. to the homie, man.
R.I.P. to the homie, man. Oh shit!
R.I.P. to young. What was the spider's name off Wilbur or whatever? Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah.
R.I.P. to Charlotte, man.
Oh
Nah,
shit!
but I think these guys are traumatized. I think they got some problems going on. I think they're
Of
trying to
course.
relive their glory days. Honestly, if it was a
I don't
thing
know the glory
about
days
if it
thing.
was a thing, bro, they were
They're
think about all
celebrities.
these people.
They're
They have been
celebrities.
irrelevant. They have been irrelevant for forever.
R. Kelly
You get
wasn't
what I'm
irrelevant.
saying? Hey man, R. Kelly had a lot of trauma as a little kid
Drake
too.
Bell
So like,
moved to Drake
you
Bell
know
moved
what
to
I mean?
Mexico because
Like
he was way more popular in Mexico than he was in the U.S.
I
Musically
I
speaking.
so random.
Bro,
So random.
I think they're just stuck in that mindset of when they were famous and they just want to be famous and they want to relive their glory days.
I
So
think
they
it's a
go back
power
to that shit.
dynamic.
I think that shit is wrong. I think that shit is,
It
bro.
is
If
wrong.
you're a
Either way, it's
celebrity,
wrong. Regardless of what we're saying, it's wrong.
if you're a celebrity,
Right.
bro, you're always gonna have access to all the high class models and
Mm-hmm.
all of that shit. If that's what you want, you could easily find someone who's 100% submissive to you to get on that if that's what you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
See,
I
But to
agree.
say that
see
you're
what I
finding,
actually
but to say you're finding this in a child, nah, bro. That then you're starting. There's a difference between like 40, 50-year-old niggas trying to holler at an 18, 19-year-old, even though I think that is 100%
They're
wrong.
adults,
But
right?
guess what? She's an adult and she can make her own decision.
Right.
And you're talking about a 13, 14, 15-year-old,
Talking to a
15-year-old girl.
29, 30-year-old.
And you're 30, you know what I'm
right.
saying? You're 29, 30 years old. You know what you fraud, you foul. You know
Of
you
course.
foul.
But
You know what
And
see,
I'm
we're
but
not.
see,
saying?
notice
And you
how notice
and I
what
know
we're
that, but
noticing though.
I don't think it's a sex thing. I think it is an emotional like trauma thing where they're stuck in this where like they have that thing where like once you're not famous no more, they don't love you no more. And a lot of people once
Yo,
they don't get
Andreas,
the
what's
love
going
that
on,
they used
man?
to get, they
Andreas
don't
coming
get the
back
love
through.
that they used to get, then all of a sudden like their whole life crumbles and then they're doing whatever the fuck just to have attention just so they can continue to live the lifestyle that they had as little kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
used to be
yeah.
the man on Disney. Now where you at? Oh,
Nah.
I
you know what I'm
think
saying?
I,
You know
I
what I'm
See, I
agree.
saying? So
believe
I
in
think it's
corruption though. I believe in corruption. And I think we keep seeing these, especially so frequently at certain ages, because that's what they saw, or maybe it happened to them when they were still kids, when they were still child actors, because we already know corruption in Hollywood's a thing. We already know that Rob Schneider, right? Or sorry, not Rob Schneider, Dan Schneider, the dude who did all the not Rob Schneider.
I was like, no, not Rob Schneider. That's the homie.
Yeah, the dude that worked on all that. He did Drake and Josh. He did iCarly. He did all those Nickelodeon shows. He's had his own scandals. Like he's been known for inviting over like little kids to his fucking like house and shit before like castings and whatnot. And they have like weird ass skimpy pool parties where parents aren't allowed and where they're not like. So yeah, dude, I believe that
if you're a parent and you allow your kid to a no parent pool party with a grown ass man, you're fraud as shit.
So yeah, I think it's a combination of things.
Like,
I do think
saying like he's a feet like person.
I do think that
it was all sorts of crazy.
The trauma plays into a fact. Like, of course, I'm not denying that. But again, I also think it's just it. Not only is it a trauma thing, but it's a tolerance thing, and it is a power dynamic. Because, like you said, they want somebody completely submissive. Who's going to be more submissive than a young, impressionable youth? You know. Someone who idolizes them at that, you know, because again, a lot of the times people are messing with their fans who idolize them, you know, and then they brainwash them. You know, R. Kelly was a prime example. He's messing around with these young girls who, in their minds, he's a fucking god, you know, and he's like the one and only. So what did he do? He intentionally targeted those people so that he could manipulate them and make it so that, you know, you're only for me. You're not for anybody else. You do what I say.
Right.
So I believe it's a combination of all these things, you know. And I think in all honesty, it's just a combination of those three things. But I do think tolerance plays into a matter, man, because at the end of the day, people just want more and more. It's like when you do a lot of drugs, right? You know, eventually you seek more and more. Or a greater and greater high, especially if you're in like that lifestyle, that Hollywood lifestyle. You know, people in Hollywood, the majority of them don't just stick to weed. You know, they're like, all right, well, weed's cool, but I gotta do coke. Now I gotta do, you know, some other shit. You know, like and because again, that's what the lifestyle dictates. So I feel like I agree with you, Dallas, in the sense of I agree with you that trauma plays a factor. I think tolerance and power plays a factor as well, though. And I mean, again, there's just an established pattern. All these Hollywood celebrities, they all do the same things when it comes to these, you know, getting busted for shit, messing around with little kids, doing shit with little kids. So there's got to be something. There's got to be something. Either way, I don't know, man. You know, I used to think when I was younger, like, oh, I want to be famous, and I like fuck all that shit. I just want to be rich. Like, you can keep the fame. I don't want none of that fame. I just want the money.
I just think that little kids need to stay away from being famous.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Little kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, let the kids be kids, man. Like, do we know any child? Do we know any child celebrity that grew up with have like a good ending? Good ending,
Hillary Duff.
Is there any
Hillary Duff? There we go.
Yeah, that's pretty well.
Who else?
Yeah.
Do we have any lifelong celebrities who had a happy ending?
No, I agree. I like a lot of these like the numbers are definitely one-sided. Way more child celebrities grow up with some type of trauma and deviancy than not. So, real quick, Dallas, Pop said weird. If they not vetting people, the parents should lose all rights. Yeah, of course. Look at John Honey Ramsey situation. What's that? John Honey Ramsey. Anybody know about that? John Honey Ramsey. Real quick, Pops. Elaborate real quick. John Renee Ramsey. John Renee Ramsey situation. You know what? Let's look it up real quick. Since Pops brought it up. John Renee Ramsey.
But yeah, no, it's weird how they be framing kids. Like when Stranger Things was all out, and what's her name, bro. Millie Bobby Brown, they were putting her on covers like sexiest girl in America and shit, and she was only like 10.
Bro.
Like that shit's weird, dude. Like
all of that stuff is weird. Just like the little girl, like the little pageants.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
the weird as hell.
And you know what? It's funny that you bring that up because I think what Pops meant to say was Jean Benet Ramsey. He said he's doing text to talk. But apparently she was a child beauty queen who was killed at the age of 6. Ooh, in her family's home.
Six.
That's yeah, that's sad.
Whoa.
Wait, is that the chick who was that Ducky from Land Before Time? Because I believe
Oh
that's
no,
because I know she
not
Oh.
died.
Ducky.
Yeah, Ducky, the child
Right, her
actor
dad killed her.
who her pops killed her. Um,
What?
yeah, man, her
Yeah,
pops killed her.
man.
Yo, that was crazy. That was a while ago. The when we were
Yeah, it
kids.
was a while ago.
Um, but yeah, no. Yeah, just crazy, man. I don't know what it is in this
Wow.
Hollywood tap water. I don't know what the fuck's going on in Hollywood, but it definitely is something that needs to be addressed. Definitely something that needs to be looked at. But we're just gonna go ahead and continue with the next story for today's episode of the M.O.B podcast. And again, everybody who's watching, I appreciate y'all sticking through. Make sure you like, comment, follow us on IG, Twitch, YouTube, all the social medias. All right. But yeah, real quick, have you guys heard? And Jake, I know you know about this because you stay in Florida. You heard about the condo collapse in Miami?
Yeah, yeah. There was like a couple days where I was just getting all these push notifications like about this building, and I didn't look into like any details but the little bit that I saw, like they're basically saying they don't know what happened. Rescue teams are out there trying to find people. They say like it's gonna take a while. Investigations are gonna take a while. But
Mm-hmm.
apparently the building was super old and it was actually built really badly back when it was built like in the
Mm.
70s or the 80s. Uh,
Damn.
but once again, I've only skimmed some things. I don't stay in Miami, so I don't know too much about it.
Somebody better be
So
going to.
apparently, as of Saturday, there was 124 people still unaccounted for, and this happened like last Thursday, I believe, or last
Yeah.
Friday. So it's been going on for a week now. So I mean, I hope that they find more survivors, but thinking about this from a realistic standpoint, it just seems like it's a really shitty situation. A lot of people are
It
have
is.
died because of somebody's negligence. And a big thing is that they're questioning whether or not they should keep going because of Hurricane Elsa coming through. You know, so
Yep.
they're talking about wrapping things up and possibly ending the case, and not looking for all 124 people because a hurricane's coming through. So I think that's sad. I think that's crazy, man. I feel like that's such
It
a shit
is.
position to
And
be.
it's shitty.
There's children
It
in there as
is.
well. So
Yep.
it's very, very sad. Dallas,
Yeah. Tough.
how do you, what do you think about this situation, in regards to them, them trying to find, like who's responsible for this? What do you feel?
Responsible? Oh man. I mean, there's only. I mean, it's tough because you start talking about like, anyone that's done like a construction project, especially in a place like Florida, you're talking about erosion, hurricanes coming through and
Mm,
taking soil away. And obviously, you can't really account for all of that. This was built in the 70s, but still, man, for a building to just collapse on itself, like that's what you have
Yeah.
the
death toll
regulations and
rises to
checks for.
24 in condo
Yeah,
collapse.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if it's an old building and it's structurally unsafe, I'm pretty sure you would know that, hey, man, after 50 years, this may have to get done or XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
There are professionals, you know what I'm saying? So if this is happening because, people were negligent in trying to save a dollar and people
Somebody's got to
lost
be
Hmm.
their
held
lives
accountable.
because someone has to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? If it comes out that it's just one of those things that over time, and even if it's like, we didn't calculate for global warming, and then this happened, and then this is why this happened, and there's science behind it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It makes it a little bit more acceptable, but still, it just seems like it was complete negligence on someone's part because you're gonna know if a building is gonna collapse in on itself long before it collapses.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I understand completely. Shane Davis says the 70s. That's not really that long ago. I mean, it's what
Yes, it
50 years
was.
ago now. So it's kind of I mean,
50.
That's half a century.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, I get it in
I mean,
retrospect
houses
in
houses
thinking about
last for a
everything.
long
Yeah,
time though.
but we're talking about the 70s, and not only was the house built in the 70s, or I'm sorry, the complex was built in the 70s. Apparently there was a lot of like I don't know, skipped wellness checks. I forget what you call it when inspections. There we go. I don't know what the
It's
fuck.
like
I don't know why
building
that
inspections. Yeah.
escaped my fucking brain for a second there. But yeah,
Oh,
there's a
man.
lot of inspections that weren't being done properly. A lot of shit going around. It was crazy, you know. And
Man, for sure. That's tough though. That's tough because you think about it. A building can't last 50
morning,
years.
Matt.
It was
Hey,
built
what's good, Matt?
poorly. What up, Matt? It was built poorly, and obviously it wasn't kept up on. So I think someone's going
Right.
to end up getting in trouble.
Yeah, and I do hope that they find whoever is responsible for this. You know, whether it's one person or if it's a bunch of people who are just being
A
negligent in this
company
matter.
or
At the end of the
yeah,
day, this is shit. 100 and
Yeah,
50 people, basically
yeah.
that
something like
are
that. Yeah,
that
You're
half
are
of
the
the
first.
building just
dead in this complex. And that's crazy. I appreciate you liking the stream, Matt. But yeah, we're gonna go
If
ahead and
you're the
move
firm,
forward.
then
Again,
you're true.
we hope that they find more survivors, and we hope that they are able to find more survivors before the hurricane comes, because that hurricane is that's a big factor in whether or not they continue the search or not, and
hmm
understandably so. So yeah, thoughts and prayers out to the families of these people, and I hope that they find more survivors. But yeah, it's crazy. It's definitely, yeah. Shane Davis says the Empire State Building was built in 1930. Yeah, I mean, whoever is doing routine building inspections. So no, we agree, Shane Davis. It's definitely
Shout out my
it's
boy.
definitely a bigger issue. A lot of people, it definitely seems like a case of negligence, of people just not doing their jobs properly, and it coming to
hmm
uh this situation. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move forward because I do want to talk, and a lot of people are angry, or some people, Point is, a lot of people are upset at this situation. Sha'carri Richardson, all right. If
Oh
y'all don't know
God.
about Sha'carri Richardson, I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching does. But Sha'carri Richardson tested positive for marijuana and now is ineligible, or at least she's suspended for participating in the 2021 Olympics now. Sorry. Yo, Dallas, man, you are a resident sports expert. Yo, how do you feel about this situation?
Yeah, facts.
Man, I think that this is probably going to be a step towards changing some of these rules that's going on here, man. Because I think
How so?
man, bro, to be honest, I just don't think that marijuana is that big of a deal. And I think a lot
Okay.
more people,
Okay.
I think what the NBA doesn't test for it anymore. I don't think. I don't think the NFL tests for it anymore. I don't think. I think
Right.
so.
Was
You know what I
she
mean?
using
Like,
it for recovery or
well, bro,
recreationally, or like
here's
does that
what
even
happened.
matter in this case?
A week before the Olympic trials, she's in an interview with a guy or somebody, and they tell her, "Oh yeah, by the way, your mom died." She finds out that her mom died from the person giving her an interview. And yeah, then
Yeah.
she goes and smokes weed because she's like distraught, and then comes out, runs like what, like the second or like third fastest time ever or something like that. Ridiculous, something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, can you fault the girl? And where she was at, Oregon, like it's legal. So she wasn't even like breaking any laws in the midst of
Well, she
doing what
wasn't
she
So
breaking
had to
any Oregon
do.
laws,
I
about
mean,
to
but
she
there's
didn't break
still
say,
any
gonna be
Oregon laws. And I'm saying it's no excuse. And I love how she took accountability for it as well.
right.
And was just like, hey, this is my mistake. I owned up to it. You know what I mean? I understand that. And we understand that. But I think that with the times changing, I think that it's probably going to end up, it's probably going to end up something that's going to end up being changed. A lot of these
right,
people are training in Oregon, in California.
right,
You can go to the
right.
store and you can go to the store and buy it. What's like 19 states have it as you can use recreationally or something
I
like that.
so I
So
gotta interject, Dallas, because so I'm playing devil's advocate, but we're talking about accountability. So in order to be
Yeah.
accountable, at the end of the day, regardless of, and I do feel bad for her, because again, a mother passing, that's a very big ordeal. But I mean, she, a lot of people, including myself, would say she knew the rules. So, it's an unfortunate situation. But I mean, if you knew the rules, then there's really nothing you can do. I mean, kudos to being accountable, and I do think that we should give her that respect, right? We should give her props for being accountable and accepting responsibility, and saying things, saying like, because she said, that's on me. I know what I did, and I fucked up. And I think that type of accountability is lacking with people in general, So
Why
kudos
does
to
she
her
even
on
need to say anything at all? Like,
kudos,
Well,
kudos to her on
bro,
that.
like,
But let's just be
it's
honest,
not a performance enhancing drug, though.
but it's
That's
against
the
the rules.
problem,
right?
It's against the
bro.
rules.
It's against the rules because it's a dumb rule.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
It's a
I'm
rule.
sorry.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
listen,
It's a
I'm a
dumb
federal
rule.
employee, all right? Or I contract for a
Okay.
federal company. I'm not supposed to do drugs, any type of drugs.
Okay.
If I
And if
pop on
they
my
made
piss test,
marijuana,
if I pop on my piss test for marijuana, regardless of whether or not it's legal in my state or not, the point is I'm not supposed to do it. And they have a zero tolerance policy, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, we don't care what your situation was. You smoked weed. You knew the rules. You're gone. You're out of here." That's how it was.
really
That's how it is now. That's how it was when I was in the military. So at the end of the day,
So-
rules are rules, and if we want
rules
to
are-
argue,
hold on, man.
if we want to argue like
That's a dumb rule, though.
it doesn't matter
Like,
if it's a
as
dumb rule.
as
It's a rule, Dallas.
This is a. I
It's
mean,
a
I
rule.
understand it's a rule, but doesn't stop it from being a dumb rule.
We're not arguing whether or not the rule is dumb or not. We're arguing. We're
Dumb rule.
arguing
And that's
whether or
why I'm
not she
saying
should
it's gonna
accept the.
That's why I'm saying it's going to get changed. So if the athlete says I have chronic pain issues and I smoke weed for my pain, are you going to tell them that they can't go compete in the Olympics?
Yeah,
If
then
it's
they,
against
take
the
an ice
rules,
bath like
then
everyone else.
yes. If it's against the rules, then yes.
All
Now
right.
again,
So
we're
you
not
must-
the conversation isn't should the rules be changed, because I like you said, they'll probably change the rules now that weed is being more accepted and everything like that. And I completely understand that. I'm not arguing that the rule isn't a dumb rule. It is a dumb rule. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, her being disqualified is on her. And she knew the
Yeah,
rule.
it is.
And no matter how we want to justify the rules dumb, the rules this, the rules that, bruh, you knew the rules. You knew the consequences. So if you're suspended, that's just something you got to deal with. There's nothing you
Yeah,
really
you
can't
know
say
what
anything
they
else.
say.
And I mean,
Dope is
she's
for dope.
and she is taking her accountability, man. And
Yeah.
shout out to her.
She's taking
for everything.
accountability. She's
But it's a dumb rule.
What's there to be
I
accountable
think,
for, though? Like, what's
I mean,
is it really necessary for her to make a public announcement and be
No,
like,
it's
"Oh, I
not.
fucked up.
No,
Oh,
it's
I'm so
not.
sorry.
She doesn't.
Oh,
She
I
doesn't
did
have
what I
to
did."
come out and
Like,
she doesn't have to
right,
come
what-
out and say anything.
she doesn't
why,
have
why
to.
Why do people feel the need for her to be public about her accountability?
Because that's what people want to see. In reality, guess what? Her mom died like 2 weeks ago. It doesn't
that's
matter. It
ridiculous.
doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? This is a person who's still grieving their mom and stuff. You don't.
Right.
She's not required to do anything. That's other people. That's public.
She's
that's
not
publicity
required to.
That's bullshit. You know what
But
I'm saying? Like,
but
hey,
who knows?
we
Maybe it
understand.
Might
plays a
have lost out
factor.
on some sponsors.
we
if she didn't.
understand. Guess what? Like,
Yeah.
if she shows up to the track drunk and still wins, is she gonna get disqualified?
Possibly so. I don't know. I don't know the rule book, so I can't comment on
You know
that.
what
But
I
the thing
mean?
is,
Like,
I think
is what
I
it
think why people appreciate her accountability is because, again, we're talking about someone who is in a position of influence, and we're talking about a person who is more than likely a role model for a lot of the younger generation.
True.
You see people on
True.
social media. She's been breaking these records. You see people on social media creating fan art, saying like, "Oh, this is Black
True.
girl magic, this and that." So she probably let a lot of people down with her decision to smoke weed and get disqualified from the Olympics. Again, that's not necessarily her responsibility, but it is something. It is a position that she was put into due to her her position. So I think that it is a. I think
She
that
don't
her
owe
saying.
nobody nothing for
I think
keeping
that her
on.
saying like, I did this, I fucked up, whatever. it's just good to see that someone in her position is willing to take accountability and willing to, you know, do something positive and not necessarily be like complaining and bitching and moaning,
whether you like it or not. Right. Like
Yeah.
you don't have an option of people not viewing you as a role model because you're in the public eye now.
Yeah.
You're famous now. You got a personal reputation and brand and shit. And so I will say she is leading by example by being accountable. So I can see that.
Yeah.
And then especially like maybe her fucking publicist or something was like, listen, you have to say something. You gotta,
Oh, that too.
like,
You definitely know he said that. Definitely. You definitely know he said that.
Yeah, of course. But guess what, man? Like, no, I would have been like, fuck you, I'm good.
I mean, you could. But again, so we don't know. We don't know the full scope of things. She probably did that not only to save face, but because of, like maybe it resulted into the committee having some leniency towards her, suspension. You got to play the game to an extent. And as of right now, her main goal is, I want to participate in the 2021 Olympics, right? So she's playing the game so she can participate in the 2021 Olympics. Now, it's just one of those things, or maybe not even in 2021, maybe just in the future, right? Maybe in order to get back to that position, she just gotta what's the word? She just got to take her L, be respectful about it, and just keep it moving. But, I mean...
It's better than old girl that blamed the burrito. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Huh?
Matthew said it's 30 days versus 2 years. Yeah. It's a smart play on her part.
Shit.
I agree.
I mean,
she played the game,
If you're going to suspend her for 30 days, what are you suspending her for?
For breaking the rules. She broke the rules, man. God. You gotta have you have to.
When do the Olympics start?
I don't know. I think at the end of the month. I think at the end of this month. I believe.
If she can still compete in the Olympics, then you're suspending her for no reason.
I don't think she can, though. I don't think she can.
The Olympics begin July 23rd.
Yeah, so she can't.
She can't compete.
She can't compete.
You're giving her a 30-day suspension. Oh my God, that's even
Listen,
worse.
you break the rules.
Hold on, let's go back to this burrito thing. Like, what are you talking about with the burrito?
If you go, there was a chick that tested positive for steroids, and she was like, because I ate this pork burrito.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! See, but that's somebody who doesn't have accountability, and now we're looking at her like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
But versus that's also a lot more serious than weed. Like,
if you're gonna
as far as the Olympics is concerned,
you might as well
steroids is a lot more
for like a year or 6 months or something. Like,
hell, they banned a whole ass country for doing steroids.
So Dre Ballard says that she can participate in the 4x100 relay. So I think the biggest
isn't her thing the dash? Like, she's a sprinter.
So that's
just gets dumber and dumber now. Like,
that's the biggest thing is that she can't participate in the 100-meter event at the Tokyo Olympics, which a 100-meter event, that's the one that she's been like breaking records in and doing all this other stuff. So that's her like.
But she can run the 4x1.
But she can run the 4x1, yeah.
That is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Listen, again, whether or not the rule is stupid, whether or not like it's just like at the end of the day, she knew the rules. She knew the consequences. She's got to deal with them now. That's just how it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hey, listen, Sha'carri Richardson, if you stumble upon our humble podcast, all right, we all support you here. Like, we hope you do big things, yo.
Well, don't speak for me.
And we hope
don't speak for me.
Don't listen to Torture. Don't listen to Torture. Listen. We all support you. We all hope you go and you break the fucking sound barrier at the fucking Olympics and you do you. All right, but I mean, let's just be honest. You fucked up. You goofed, and now you got to suffer the consequences. That's just it, yo. You goofed. You goofed. You goofed. All right, that's it. There's nothing else you can say. You done fucked up, and now you got to deal with this shit.
It just goes to show weed destroys lives.
Certain events.
Weed destroys lives. All right, y'all.
Destroys lives. They call it the gateway for a reason, because it's the gateway to hell.
It's the gateway to you not being able to participate in your 100-meter dash.
Dope is for dopes.
Shut up, Jake.
Oh, shit. All right,
Sha'Carri,
y'all.
I support you, man.
So on some
Leave your,
more, on
leave
some
your
more
mom,
sports,
man. Leave your mom.
on some more
Hey,
sports type talk, more sports type situations, yo. I mean, we got to talk about the Paul brothers and more specifically, Jake Paul, because Jake Paul kind of did a little ballsy move. And I don't want to say ballsy move, but he kind of threw a jab at the UFC. So let me go ahead and bring
No
up.
pun intended.
Yeah, no, no pun intended. So let me go ahead and bring up what Jake Paul did. So UFC fighter pay critic Jake Paul donates to Sarah Alpar after GoFundMe launched. So to give people context on the situation, I hope this video doesn't start and cuts me off. To give people context on the situation, there's a women's fighter, Sarah Alpar, and she is on. Okay, Dre, I'm out. Gotta run this dog. Love you guys. All right, appreciate you pops coming through and checking out the stream.
Hey,
Go ahead and have a good rest
thank
of your
you.
day. You know, appreciate you stopping by with us and spending some time to talk
Get some good juice.
talk some bullshit. All right. But yeah, so to give people context on the situation, there's a fighter, Sarah Alpar, and she had to recently launch a GoFundMe. You know what? Should I play this video? No, I'm not gonna play this video. She had to launch a GoFundMe so that she can pay for her training fees, you know, in regards to the UFC. Because if you
But
guys,
she's signed to the UFC.
she's signed to the UFC, she participates in the UFC. However, because she's not necessarily like a championship, you know, the payout for these fighters, it really
Right.
depends on how much you pull in. You know,
Right.
they don't have a
It's
fixed,
popularity based.
yeah, they don't have a fixed salary in the UFC.
Right.
So you know, she's basically she launched a
That's how
GoFundMe
men talk of it.
to raise $30,000 to support her training camp or whatever throughout this year. You know, so her goal was to hit $30,000 by the end of or the beginning of December 1st, right? So Jake Paul was like, "Yo, let me go ahead and slide you 5 bands real quick," and he said, "Imagine an NBA rookie having to launch a GoFundMe. Like, how do you feel, Dana White?" So, what do you guys think about that? And look, Dallas, hey Dallas, if you want to talk to somebody, yo, go ahead and talk to somebody in the podcast. You don't got to slide in the damn messages.
No.
This is our plan.
No, man. No.
Nah, yeah, let's go ahead and stick on topic though. Stick on topic. How do you feel about this situation?
Situation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's way different, bro. I mean, it's way different, bro. It's the UFC is a different monster altogether. You know what I'm saying? The NBA makes way more money. And to be honest, you don't make any money in the UFC until you become like a champion or a big name. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was a champion went through the exact same struggle beforehand. And if Jake Paul was really cared that much about fighters, he wouldn't be out here making way more money, charging way more money on exhibition fights. And
Is that his fault, though?
People who are
Is that his fault?
Is it his fault? He's not trying to bring attention to that. He's just trying to throw this in Dana White's face. He never said anything about it until there was a GoFundMe and he can get some publicity about it. But even long before he started fighting, was he saying anything about this then?
I mean, maybe he didn't care when he wasn't fighting. Maybe now that he's fighting, maybe now he has a certain level of care to it.
He's a troll and he's a clown. You don't gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, he's the master of clout. Though. Like you can't like he is the master of clout.
You don't do something genuine for someone and then throw it in someone else's face like, "How look what I did." Like, get out of here,
well,
bro.
I
You're
mean,
a clown.
in his defense and playing devil's advocate here, you know, I mean that does bring up a larger a point to, you know, people like Dana White. I mean, Dana White is making millions and millions of dollars per event, per fight. Why is one of your fighters struggling to go to a training camp? I mean,
how much money does that fighter bring in?
Well, because when we also look at the different models, right? Teams are owned by one person, if not a couple people, right? And so these people that own these teams and, I mean, in lieu, own these players, they're going to provide the resources for their players so they can practice, right? Because, you know, the better resources they have, the more they practice, the more money they're going to bring in per game, blah, 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 right? But these training camps and these gyms and shit aren't owned by the UFC. They're not owned by Dana White. They're not owned by someone, like, they don't have anyone taking care of them, you know? So just even by nature, just the the business model or the owning. I don't know what to say. What I'm trying to say, but it's
Yeah,
different
no, I
already
understand. Yeah.
because this is
Man.
something that is completely self-funded, right? And you're not making money unless people come to your fights, right? It's just like in men's soccer, they're not making money unless people come to their games, right? It's not like the women's soccer league where you get paid X amount every single game, no
Well, what
matter
about
what.
like things like the WNBA? People would bring up the situation with the WNBA. Why the NBA makes money, right? And the WNBA is owned by the NBA. So why don't the WNBA players get get guap as well?
Because they don't dunk.
5% of $100 billion is way different than 5% of $1 million. That's
True.
Okay.
why.
Okay.
That's
True.
why. And I hate people that try and bring that shit up all the time. And guess what?
Damn,
Here's
he
why
said
the
he hates you.
WNBA. Here's
I'm
why
playing
the
devil's
WNBA
advocate. He knows this is not
players-
how I feel about this situation.
Here's why the WNBA players don't get paid as much as the NBA players, because they don't make as much money.
Facts.
That's all it comes down to. That's all it comes down to. The NBA, guess what? Makes way more money than the WNBA.
Right.
Way more
They
money.
do.
So if the players are getting 5% of the pie in the NBA and they're getting 5% of the pie in the WNBA, guess what? The NBA is a bigger pie. So people are going to get paid more. It has nothing to do about there was the meme going around and like Diana Taurasi had 4 MVPs and these final MVPs, and LeBron has this, and how their accomplishments are similar. Well, how come LeBron makes this? You want to know why? Because when LeBron gets to your city's gonna make like 80 million to $100 million more in revenue off of one person. That's why LeBron James gets paid the way he gets paid. The city of Cleveland lost $75 million of revenue per year. That economy went in the tank when LeBron James left Cleveland. That's why LeBron gets paid the money he gets paid. That's why those guys get that amount of money, because they generate way more. If you had to pay LeBron what he was worth, the man signed a lifetime billion-dollar contract with Nike. A lifetime contract. They could never really pay him what he's worth. So it's like, hey, bro, like
Ridiculous.
the same thing with this here, okay? Boxing has been around a lot longer than UFC. There are boxers who aren't who aren't as well, recognized and stuff, but guess what? They get a bigger price, they get a bigger pay, a bigger price of the pie. Because why? Boxing's pockets are deeper. That's what it comes down to, Like when UFC becomes super popular and brings in all the money like that, even from like a business standpoint, you're not gonna invest $200,000 into someone and then your investment back on it is $50 grand. You're
I
out
would
of
say UFC is as
$150,000.
popular as it's gonna get. I really don't. I don't think the UFC is going to get
Any more
bigger.
popular?
I think they're. Yeah, I think they're at their cap, and I think they did it to themselves because UFC. I still call it. I call it like the golden age of UFC when you had Chuck
Yeah.
Liddell and Rashad Evans and
Yeah.
Rampage Jackson, Anderson Silva,
Tito
George
Ortiz
St. Pierre,
and-
Tito Ortiz,
yeah.
Matt Hughes.
Matt
Like you
Hughes,
had all
yeah.
these Randy Couture, all these crazy motherfuckers. And the UFC was only like this big, right? So you could only have the best of the best. Now the UFC is like this big, and now you have this like you have low hanging fruit in the UFC. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, tell me not. Ronda Rousey, people thought she was the best, but really she was only the best of the worst. So when she fought a real fighter, she got fucked up. Like
Yeah.
She
Ronda
got her
Rousey
shit,
was actually
boy.
never that
She got
great.
her whole
Bro,
esophagus
she got her
removed.
shit pushed in.
God damn. Yo, I saw that damn. Listen, I was in Bahrain. I will always remember this because I was in Bahrain, sitting on the watch floor. Everybody had the TV turned up to the max. I'm talking, it was me, about 20 other enlisted members, the officers in the back, F-Talk. We all supposed to be working. Everybody was like, yo, fuck this shit. We finna watch this fight. And it was real early in the morning. I want to say it was like maybe 6 or 7 in the morning over there.
It had to have been because it was nighttime where I was at. I was
Yeah,
in Seattle
so
at the
and
time.
we were watching this shit, bro, and I was like, "Yo, Ronda Rousey, go ahead, girl, that's my girl." But then I watched Misha Tate, or not Misha Tate,
Holly Holm.
Holly Holmes. I was watching Holly Holmes's kickboxing highlights before, and I was like, "Yo, this girl can strike." I was like, "Ronda," I said it too. I was like, "The only way Ronda's gonna win this fight is if she grabs Shorty and grounds and pounds, because if she tries to stand up and fight with this chick, she's gonna get her shit snatched." And sure enough, yo, man, let me tell you something. When she got kicked, yo,
boy.
everybody was just like, medic,
Ooh.
medic. Like, yo,
Ooh.
like we were just like, God damn. You know, everybody just
Man.
like I had to cover my face and then, you know, peeked it on. Like,
heard
God
it.
damn. Like, yo, she got her whole
man.
shit kicked in. And I was just
Swear.
like, yo. And then I believe she got her jaw broken. And she had to go to the hospital afterwards. And
she had to get her
then she was like
ribs looked
contemplating
at. She had to
suicide
get-
afterwards. Like, God,
She
like
was,
that
like,
kick
never
fucked
the-
her shit
She-
up.
oh, it
Yo.
fucked
She
her
was-
up. Yeah.
She was
Fucked
never
her
the
up.
same after.
That
No,
kick
she
fucked her
wasn't.
whole
She hasn't
shit
come
up.
back since.
She
hasn't
she
come back
fought
since.
like 2 more times, I think, but then she went to the
tried to fight
WWE.
who?
She
Didn't she
she
try
went
and
to the
fight
WWE.
Nunez or something like that?
Something, but she just it couldn't
I think
afterwards,
so.
man.
Hey,
She
you
got her
talk
shit.
about a monster. Amanda Nunez is crazy.
She is.
Yeah.
She
is.
is crazy.
But real quick
And
on the
that's
topic
another
of
reason why-
on the topic of getting paid, man. Getting paid fairly, yo. Let's talk about this whole NCAA situation, man. Yo, how y'all
I'm
feeling
all
about this?
I don't know
all
anything about it.
All right, go ahead, Dallas. You are a
on?
resident sports expert. Listen, talk about it, but keep it concise, man. Give me like a good 10 minute like soliloquy. All right, do your thing, homie.
I don't know what that
basically-
means. Give me the spark notes, because
Yeah,
So
give us the spark notes.
Basically, here's what it comes down to, man. Like college athletes can now like
Mark Jackson.
get
Now we're not
paid
talking about
for their
Sha'carri. We're talking about Holly Holmes.
you know what I'm saying? So like before, like college football players couldn't get paid, right? Like at all.
Right.
Like I think the rule is like $25. You couldn't take anything over $25, and that's considered like getting benefits. or some
why
shit
would they be
like
getting
that.
paid?
Why?
Well, athletes, college
Yeah.
athletes.
Why do college athletes get paid?
Dallas, go about to say.
Bro,
I'm not
you
even
know-
gonna say nothing. Go ahead,
You know
Dallas.
you know how much money college athletics brings in a year?
Okay, but they're going to school. Like,
Billions.
we don't pay kids
They're
to go
going
to
to
school.
school. What other athlete at school spend? Let's talk about this, okay? Name one other person besides athletes. All right, besides the athletes, how much
Okay.
time is an average student dedicating to their craft a week?
I would imagine
While they're
40,
in school.
like, because that's like a credit
40.
hour. So, if
So
you
what,
take
for, like,
40,
in
that's full,
school?
like,
So
let
how
me ask
many
you a
of-
question then, Jake. I hate to interject, Dallas. Let me ask you a question, Jake. Do you believe that the millions and millions of dollars that these athletes are bringing in equates to an education?
No.
I don't fucking know. Like,
But that's what you're saying. You said that they're going to school, so they shouldn't get paid. Is that what you're saying?
if they are in an extracurricular activity, right, and then they start to get paid, then that means you have to pay everyone else who's doing extra. That means you got to pay the drama club. Now you got to start paying the marching band.
But
Now you
do
gotta
the
pay
other
based off of
extracurricular
what you
activities
bring in,
bring in
though.
the type of money that this one does? We're talking about
No.
schools that are getting millions of dollars
average-
from this.
The average football program in a D1 program brings in $31 million. The other
A game?
35, a year. The other
Okay.
35 programs combined maybe
Right.
bring in 31 million. So
Right,
guess what? All athletic programs know that the money comes from football. The problem is, so guess what? You're telling me that yeah, you get a free education, but you know what? They're going to sell that jersey with your number on it that you made famous. They're going to make money off of that. People are paying their hard-earned money to come see you play in a coliseum. They're getting made money off of that. The head coach is probably going to get paid $5 to $8 million a year. And meanwhile, you're telling all your other people, hey, you're going to go to school for free. But here's the problem. You only go to school for free while you are producing on the football field. As soon as you're not producing anymore, your scholarship gets given to somebody else. You think you get to keep going to school for free when you're done? If you
Right,
go there
so-
and you tear your ACL and something happens to you, right? You think that's fair? You think it's fair to have multi-million-dollar TV deals? You think it's fair to everyone else is getting
And
paid
not see
off
a
of your
dime of
hard
that?
work, and you don't see a single dime of that? Imagine getting done with a football game, and guess what? You go done. You're done playing. You just ran for 250 yards. You won the Heisman off of this game. Everybody's going crazy for you. Everyone's coming to see you, and you got to go home and eat ramen noodles or go borrow ramen noodles from your homie. Imagine
okay,
being
well,
a
you're
football
still,
player
you went
or
to
an
school
athlete.
to go to school, though. You
No,
go
you
to
go
school
to no.
school.
You. This is what
So-
they tell
so
you.
About
these
to
bro.
say,
people
not
that
really
went to
though.
school that went
Not
to
really.
school
When it comes to
sports,
sports,
in
not
sports,
really.
Right, scholarship,
In
they got the
sports,
full
bro,
ride,
here's
right.
how it,
And
in
they're-
sports, here's how it works. Your coach is gonna tell you if you're on scholarship, You are here to play football. These guys over there are here to be smart. These guys if you're here on an athletic scholarship, you're here to play athletics. If you're here on an academic scholarship, you're here to go to school.
But they still got to attend classes, don't they?
But it's not like they have to excel in said classes to keep those scholarships.
You don't have to excel, bro. You know how many people
I never said they had to excel and make straight
people
A's
make
and
up
4.0s
fake
and
degrees
shit.
though. This is the problem. Like, it's not like everyone like you're like, oh, you went to school and you get an engineering degree.
Lilo's going on,
that's
Lilo.
not how-
I see you.
That's not how it works, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there are people who don't touch the field who are getting paid millions of dollars off of football players, and it's wrong. And it's absolutely
what
wrong.
kind of people are those?
So,
Man, coaches.
I don't know shit about this.
But I'm
No,
saying,
you're good. You're good.
You're good. You're good. Think about it. The strength and conditioning coach is going to get paid a ton.
Okay.
The head coaches are going to get paid a ton. The people who broker the people who are on TV announcing the game are going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? The product that everyone is consuming is the football players. It'd be no different than you going to work and you doing a bunch of stuff at work, and then when it's time for you to get paid, they say, well, we're training you to do this.
Okay, so then does this, how do I say?
It's like having a full-time job that you don't get paid for.
Can they still accept like sponsorships, and can they still accept endorsements?
they couldn't.
No.
Now they can, but they couldn't.
Now they can. Nothing over 20. Anything over. Remember the guys that started the Running Man Challenge, the little Jimmy, and they went on Ellen. They went on Ellen DeGeneres, and she gave someone else $10,000, and she had the dudes on there that started it because they were college basketball athletes. They got given underwear because she couldn't break the NCAA rules.
Or else they would get kicked out. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anything over $25, I believe it was, is considered benefits, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people couldn't even go out and buy you a nice steak without it being like, oh no, you received extra money. Now you're ineligible to play.
So then what's the whole point of just going to college to play football then? Just in hopes you get drafted to the NFL?
Pretty much.
Man,
pretty much.
Basically,
so
bro,
college football
it's the
is
only
just a
way.
pipe dream to these players.
That's exactly
not necessarily
what
a pipe
is.
dream, but it is.
It's a pipeline to the
It's
NFL.
a pipeline. Yeah, there you go. It's a pipeline to the NFL.
You know what I'm saying? The NBA has the G League. You can go to,
and that's been their justification. So one thing I want to bring up, right? So imagine, okay, so the college's justification is, we put you on an athletic scholarship, and you do well in athletics, and we don't give you no money, but you may go to the NFL, right? Or you may go to the NBA, right? Now, let's say we're in this position. You go into school, you're doing college, and you're doing good, but you get hurt. You get fucked up for whatever reason. Right? If you were getting paid, at least you have something for your efforts.
Right.
Right? But if you get hurt and you can't contribute to the athletics anymore and you didn't get paid, now you're shit out of luck. Now you don't have anything.
So the team doesn't even put them up for, like, they put them on the scholarship, not scholastic, but
athletic.
Athletic, thank you. And so
scholars. Yeah.
Now, so these people who signed off that scholarship, they're not having board. There's no per diem. There's no like.
They might be able to finish their. They may be able to finish their schooling, right? But again, after school, it is what it is. And now you're in a position where you were going to school for academics, right? Or I'm sorry, athletics, right? But your major, because you weren't really focused on your scholastic aspect, your major was, I don't know, underwater basket weaving or some bullshit. But the point is, you get a degree. Your only obligation to keep this athletic scholarship is just to get a degree in something, and maintain the minimum academic requirements required to graduate the school. That's it, right? So a lot of people who are focusing on school, they're not going to also, the majority of them anyway, I'm not saying that people don't do this, but the majority of people who are focused on one thing like athletics aren't going to sit here and say, all right, I'm going to go get a business MBA as well or something like that. That's just not how it is, because they're putting all their they're putting all their time and all their effort into the athletic aspect. And if these athletes were getting paid, then at least they could say, I wasn't able to reach the NBA, but I got paid for my efforts. So at least I'm not just completely out on my ass after not being able to achieve my dream. At least they get something.
Then that raises the question: do you guys think then, like, let's say the plan, right, is to go to the NFL, but then if you get hurt or like whatever happens and you don't, then do you think that there should be some sort of agreement, like some sort of safety net agreement that says, all right, well, since you were unable to meet the requirements due to outside, control or outside influence, whatever, we'll compensate you for, however much time you were supposed to have left.
I mean, possibly, but that's a bigger discussion.
Take out insurance policies on themselves.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like a lot of players will take out an insurance policy that if, all right, I'm rated as a first round draft pick. If I get injured and I no longer am a first round draft pick, then I get XYZ amount of money. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, like college athletics is a job. Right. When I say it is a job, when I was playing, I played at a junior college and I had an 18 credit pharmacy schedule. Biggest mistake of my life I've ever made was being a pharmacy major with 18 credits and then playing football. I spent more time in a football helmet, in a weight room, on a practice field, in a film study than I ever spent in school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's film study?
If film studies, bro, you literally watch film of the other team. You might see one play 20 times in a row. I mean, hey man, it's a part of the game, bro. It's necessary. You know what I mean? So like, if you got to put time into your studies and like having an athletic job is you got to be in tip top shape. You got to be able to lift the weights. You got to be up at 4 a.m. You got to make your times. You got to make your weight. Other jobs aren't asking you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And people are literally becoming millionaires off you.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, man. Gotcha. Like a guy can go and bet on you in Las Vegas and make millions of dollars, and you're not seeing a single cent of that. And then if you get hurt, say if you do something great for the school, you get hurt, all of a sudden, you're just another guy. You know what I'm saying?
So they're definitely being taken advantage of.
Bro, it's literally similar to slavery. They're doing all the work. Literally all the work. Everyone's coming to see them. They're the ones lifting weights. They're the ones putting their body on the line.
Everyone's benefiting.
Everyone's coming to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's watching it. You're making a ton of money off of it, and then all you're saying is, "Well, we let you play for our football team," because the bare minimum to get on the team is to be a student. So, like, if they offer you a letter of recruitment, here, come play for us. It's like, don't sit here and say, "Well, we let you play for us. That's your payment." You're like, no, that's trash.
Yeah, man. I think it's
interesting.
I think it's just
interesting. Yeah.
I think it's a crazy situation, but I think now that the NCAA is allowing these college athletes to get paid, maybe it'll mitigate a lot of the unfairness, and and hopefully it'll stop people who, let's say they're not able to achieve their dream of reaching the NBA or the NFL.
Right.
At least they have something financially to fall back on now. Because those sponsorships, the money that they're bringing in, these people are going to be in college making millions of dollars, or at least hundreds of thousands, at least. All right, if we're being, I don't necessarily know the percentage of the new rules being passed. But speaking about sports, continue talking about sports, y'all. How do you guys feel about the current situation in the finals? So we have the Suns in the finals, which I don't think anybody knew that was going to happen. Well, they had a great season. So, I mean, it's just crazy to see the Suns out of all teams be in the NBA finals, and possibly depends on who wins between the Bucks or the Hawks. But either way, this is going to be a crazy, crazy finals. How do we feel about this final situation?
Bro, it's crazy as hell because being an Arizona native, born and raised, all of our teams consistently sucked, right? The Coyotes were ass, the Cardinals were ass, the Suns were ass, and then the Suns, back
yeah, like Steve Nash at least
2000-ish,
yeah,
bro. Yeah. Like, so we had Stoudemire, we had Raja Bell, we had Steve Nash, we had like this whole like badass team. It only lasted for a little bit, but like that was the heyday, and that was like 20 years ago. Like That was the and so now to see in here, the Suns are like, kind of back on their shit. Like, it's refreshing, right? It's refreshing to see because I can't tell you how many sports games I've been to, especially those goddamn Diamondbacks and Cardinals. How many sports games I've been to just to see them lose. I've been to so many more losing games than winning games. Like, it's just
About
another thing
time.
that's turned me off of sports.
It's about time,
yeah.
huh?
So it's
Yo,
about
so
time they
Watch a
get
baseball
good.
game.
speaking of the Suns, y'all, I gotta bring this up. We gotta bring this up, and I'm just gonna put a disclaimer. All right, this is the news, people. Okay, this is what's going on. Don't blame me. Blame the people in question. So, the Suns. A lot of people are attributing the Suns' success to an Instagram model by the name of AJ. All right, and for those who don't know, you know what? I'm actually just gonna look it up real quick because I think we should just let her say what she did versus letting me say what she did because I don't want nobody pointing fingers at me saying I'm X, Y, and Z and I'm nope. This is coming straight from the horse's mouth. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the clip real quick. But apparently, this woman is the rabbit's foot for the Phoenix Suns, and this is why. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over here. Give me a second,
Go
y'all.
out.
But okay, on my birthday is Memorial Day weekend.
Y'all, yeah.
On my
gotta
birthday, I
peep this.
seen them all at Dre's, like this one team.
Okay.
She's so shy. It's so cute,
And I'm
baby.
like, shit. And I don't know, I was getting fucked in a hotel room. They all pulled up, and I sucked their
Put
dick.
the mic down.
The whole team.
7.
7 basketball players in a row? Mm-hmm. How was that?
I was fucked up. I didn't fuck any of them though.
She's so.
What happened to the nuts?
Swallowed.
All of them.
Yeah.
And nothing happened? You didn't have like a weird reaction in your stomach or anything?
No, I passed
That
out.
sounds so fun.
You're almost making it sound like you were too fucked up to be sucking 7 dicks. And also, you were getting fucked by somebody else right before this?
Yeah, they walked in mid me getting fucked.
How did they
from the
walk
back.
in? Where were you?
In the hotel room. So I was fucking like someone that works with the team, and I know that team because I've hooked up with them before.
The whole
But they all
team?
pulled up. No, not the whole team.
Okay.
Like a few of them. They all just pulled up. They knew I was in there, and they were like, "Let's get lit," and they were just sitting around the bed, and they just rotated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yo, they all love you.
So you don't look
Told
back.
you.
Do you look back at this as a positive memory?
This is the Suns, people. The team she's talking about in question is the Phoenix Suns. So the joke right now, the running gag right now. Let me go ahead and pull up the article so you see that it's not me
fucking Christ.
just shooting the shit to shoot the shit. Instagram model AJ, who claims to have hooked up with the Suns player, reacts to the finals berth. Listen, social media has been blowing up, y'all. All right.
What's the finals berth? What is that?
What do you mean? Reacts to the final, like the final, like them reaching the finals.
berth? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jake's
Inter-
like birth. Who was born?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know what the fucking final berth is.
listen. We got people tweeting, man, fuck Chris Paul at AJ Titties, which is her Twitter handle at AJ Titties. You the real reason why the Suns heading to the finals. A queen, David. NBA Finals, here we come. At AJ Titties, and then they got a picture of her with the Suns jersey on. Bro, AJ
Oh
Titties,
my
you really the GOAT
God.
for helping the Suns reach the finals. So apparently, she is the new throat goat, people. All right, she is the new queen.
Oh, baby.
All right, her apparently her tonsils and her esophagus have magical performance qualities, and she has elevated the team to now be in the position that they are in.
Jesus
And I guess she's just
Christ.
getting more and more famous because they keep getting more and more success. And I can only imagine where she'll be at or how famous she'll get if they actually end up winning the finals. So yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How long was that clip we just watched? Like a minute and a half?
It's
1
4
minute,
minutes,
maybe?
but the one we only watched a minute and 10 seconds.
Bro, there wasn't one second in that minute that was calm. Like that shit just kept going getting wilder and wilder and crazier.
Her
Like,
ratchet
people
ass
live these
friend, like,
lives.
oh yes, I'm something.
You don't know her ratchet friend? Her ratchet friend is Selena Powell. She's also a very famous.
I don't know who that bitch is.
She's a very famous.
Man.
Put this respectfully. She's a very very famous 304. All right.
We gotta stop.
Yeah.
We gotta stop making women like this. This has to stop.
They exist. They exist.
I kind of want to finish the rest of this clip,
Hold
y'all.
on, let's-
Can we do that?
I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about
go-
having my dick
go
out
ahead.
with like 6 other dudes. Like,
Bro, imagine
I
you're
don't
the
know
one
how-
smashing, and then just the whole basketball team comes in. You're
Like,
just a
this is
regular
just-
nigga. You're like
is
the
normal?
ball boy, and then all of a sudden, all these all-star niggas come in. You're like, what?
Yo, bro,
You're
you
like,
can't make
Purple
this
and
shit up.
orange come in.
You're like,
You
man,
can't make this shit up, y'all. Listen,
It's
Yeah,
all
who
bad
cares?
for me.
Look.
Right?
Wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I respect
She's
that.
just nervous right now.
No, I mean she's not that nervous if she immediately told us about sucking 7 dicks in a row.
She's nervous.
Our
I know. That's what I'm saying. Our convo at the hotel was like, girl, you need to be on no jumper. Like, this is where we're going.
Right. But so are you
lit.
are you looking for like a real boyfriend in the basketball
Fuck
arena?
no.
She
No.
just had
No
one.
boyfriends.
We were wiped up in
And
Miami.
I would never date an athlete. Fuck that. They all cheat. No, I just want the dick.
Right.
Yeah.
We're good on
Respect.
relationships.
How's
Oh,
your
life.
OnlyFans doing? Has it changed your life? Are you like gonna quit your job?
because I haven't taken it that seriously. I'm
Bruh,
about to,
she doesn't
though.
know what mass messaging was. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
she
my
showed me today. She's
God.
managing me. She's my Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
My girl
I'm
knows
about
about
to
a
make
this is
her
whole
the
bunch of hacks,
quality
different
of
shit you'd be
people
putting
in the
me on.
West
Hey, put
Coast,
us
y'all.
on. What the fuck?
She's keeping it close to the chest.
Tell him what you said about me.
West Coast.
About him.
Oh, I want you guys to fuck.
Don't put that on
Or
West
what?
Coast, please.
Or you're gay.
Not West Coast. Let me put it on
Dude,
there.
she ran. I was in the
LA.
shower. She's like, she looked at me. She's like, "Girl, Adam should fuck you, or he's gay." I was like,
Yeah.
"I know."
Like,
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
get
saying
it.
too.
Listen, my dick is under management. My girlfriend is in
we have to
charge
go
of my
through Lena.
penis.
Do a
But
fucking
every time,
threesome.
you know, did Lena tell you I messaged her and I apologized?
I don't know. Maybe she might have mentioned
Like,
I
it.
want
do a
to.
threesome
They're just
then,
bullshitting.
okay.
Is
That's
there
what
any
I'm
more they're
I
gonna
think they
talk
love a
about
bitch
this?
Way better.
It's like an art project. Mm-hmm. You're just kind of having
Teamwork.
fun
I
with it.
was still so scared, but at least
Let's see.
Mississippi River.
it was
All right.
like
Great
this.
Street Estate.
All right, y'all. They're not talking anymore about the sun situation. Let's keep this on
That is
topic.
insane.
But yeah, she's and yeah. So you know, I don't know what else to say about this in particular. You know, somebody said
Those
at Lakers
comments are fucking funny.
at Lakers hire her ASAP.
I'm done.
Oh shit. Oh man. She said somebody said at AJ Titties, you better get a ring if the Suns win the title. And then this is her social media. This is her doing her thing.
Jesus
You know.
Christ.
This is what she's equipped with.
Equipped.
Yeah,
What
you
she's
know.
equipped with.
This is the lady in question, a very attractive young woman. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, how are we feeling about what? I don't know what can you say to that? She sucked.
Like,
God,
I'm flabbergasted.
Rest in peace to her father,
That
because he has to be dead.
Oh man.
Man. Man.
He's gotta be dead. There's no way in life.
Man.
Oh man.
I'd have to change mine. I'd tell her to change her name.
Yeah,
I would.
Listen, people, we don't slut shame here. We're not slut shaming, all right? But we are questioning her audacity to go on a public forum and be like, yeah, I was getting fucked, and then I sucked 7 dicks right after I got fucked in a
She
row.
said she swallowed 7 nuts.
7,
One after
bro.
the other. Popped them like Tic Tacs.
She's got a whole daycare in her stomach, all right? She That's fucking disgusting, bro. Oh shit. Oh, what happened? Somebody dropped out. Oh man.
Oh, shit.
Looks like Dallas dropped out. It's all right, y'all. He'll be back
Yeah.
in a second. Oh man. I guess I made him break his computer.
That's
Oh
ridiculous.
shit, y'all. It's
That
too
is
funny.
Ridiculous.
It's
Bro,
absolutely
just
too
the
funny.
fact that she was like, and even then she was like, hell no, I'm not trying to be in a relationship. It was just like, I'm just trying to like, in all honesty, she is living her best life. Like,
Living the best
that's,
life.
That's what they call it.
She definitely
That's
going
what
back
that
and
is.
forth with
That's
them
what they
niggas
call
or
it.
them people though.
Facts.
Uh,
Oh shit.
That is wild. She said they
Matt
just rotated.
Matt
like
said that she's an amateur and real thoughts just do it and don't talk about it. I don't know. Is she an amateur? She came shit. She I think she's a professional
took the
now.
Suns
She
to
got
the
bank,
playoffs.
bro.
Yeah, that sounds
like
like a
she
professional to
got
me.
that's a bro. That is
got
professional
bank.
quality. Like you don't
Yes.
have to hire no offensive coach, no defensive coach. Imagine how much money you could save with just hiring one of these, you know? Hire the throat goat in her magical esophagus, and you will you will go to the finals or money back guaranteed. All right, type situation.
I am done.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and continue on to the next point.
I agree with Matt. Matt's got the right idea.
All right,
The
and
real
this
one
is
was
gonna
the
be
defense.
our last talking point of the day because we are getting up there in terms of our content. But you know what? Today I don't even want to say that because it's gonna sound fucked up if I preface it like this. But some people have decided that Pride Month means something different to them. Okay, a gentleman by the name of I don't remember his fucking name, but you know what? Let me just stop talking about it and let me bring it up. We have a video here from popular YouTube channel Playback, and they are reacting to a social media influencer. And you know what? Let me just play the video so you guys can see. This is not fake, y'all. This is real as fuck. Okay? Super real.
Welcome back, Playback. We're here with another banger, different setup. We got a couple things going on in the mix. But today's video,
That's
we
a
got
lot of hair.
transracial.
It's not more than mine.
Feeling.
Let's see what that's talking about.
I don't know if you guys heard what he said, but we're talking about transracial.
transracial. Hey guys, I'm finally Korean. I've transitioned. I'm so happy.
In the morning, man. This is what I'm doing in the morning. Looking at this white man pretend to be Korean.
He's Korean, though. He's not pretending.
How do you make yourself into a different race?
Finally
How you do that?
Is that not racist, though?
That's beyond racist.
Because what you're essentially saying is that, like, yo,
Is that, bro, there's no way.
Yes.
There's no way what I'm about to see.
yes.
Happy I've completed my look. I'm finally Korean, guys. I have the eyes. Just had a brow lift as well. So I'm so happy. Finally, I've been trapped in the wrong body for 8 years.
No!
Yo, come on, y'all. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Man.
This man is transracial. Very first transracial person in America. Or not in America. He lives in the UK, I'm sorry. Very first transracial individual. He is Asian. He is Korean specifically. And how he knows he's Korean is because now he has the eyes and the brow lift. What do you say to that? What do you say to that?
Man, I feel bad.
You know
for
what?
it.
Actually, I'm gonna pull up the
I feel-
actual video. I don't want to listen to these guys react because they need to see us react.
Uh,
I want to pull up the actual video and see what he says. Burn it with fire. Oh man! All right, look.
man.
Oh wait, no. That's another guy reacting. A lot of people reacting. I'm trying to find like the core video, y'all. Oh, okay. So this person's name is Ollie London. Ollie London.
Hey guys, I just want to take this chance to
Ollie Soul.
come out today. Something that's been like on my mind for a long time, and I've been very confused about how I identify. I've been very, very confused, and I've seen a lot of other people online that have come out.
Hey, real quick though, no respectfully, this person looks like a lizard. Respectfully, all right.
And been very brave
Still
about it
healing
and
from the
shared their
surgery.
story about how they identify, their gender, their pronouns, etc. So, I've taken courage from these incredibly brave people, and it is Pride Month at the moment. So, I thought this was the best time to do it. And add a voice, add strength to the LGBTQ+I community. So
I guess the I stands for just identity now. Because I don't know what the fuck. Can somebody tell me in the comment section, y'all, what in the LGBTQIA community, what is the I? Or maybe that's intersex actually. I think I stands for intersex, but I guess he's changing. I guess he's changing the I to. I guess he's changing the I to identity, not intersex. But let's keep going.
I am going to come out today and say that I've been transitioning. I've been very unhappy with who I am deep
Yeah,
down.
Lilo said eyes for
the
intersex.
last
Yeah.
8 years, and I've had like 18 plastic surgeries now, and I've just had a facelift, a brow lift, a temple lift, an eye surgery, a canthoplasty, and my teeth done as well. These are just part of my transition. And I'm feeling really good. For the first time in my life, I feel beautiful. I'm looking in the mirror and I love the way I look and feel happy. And I hope people can respect my decision. It's a very tough decision to come out this way, but I am coming out.
He is coming out, folks. He's coming out. All right. This is a very tough decision for this individual to make. All right. He is transracial, and we should respect this flat out. No ifs, ands, or buts. Ace.
I mean,
what's with that face? Do you disagree with this? Do you disagree? Are you about to get canceled right now?
Hell yeah, I disagree with this. Cancel me if you want. I don't give a. No, man. I think it's genuinely a mockery of people who are transgender, and I think it is a mockery of people who are actually transitioning. Well, you can appreciate Korean culture without going and come the fuck on, man. A bunch of plastic surgeries to get your eyes.
Hey, to play devil's advocate.
No,
disclaimer.
Now you're fitting into stereotypes. Like
this is devil's advocate, y'all.
You're gonna get your eyes done. Like you want to look. No, man.
I mean, again, disclaimer, y'all. This is devil's advocate. Which, if y'all don't know what devil's advocate is, it means bringing up an argument for argument's sake. All right, this is not necessarily how I personally feel about the situation, but I was reading up on this afterwards, because I saw this video a couple days ago actually, and a lot of people are saying are using the same justification for transgenders, and they're defending this guy. So you said that the physical characteristics or whatever. What's the difference between this and someone changing or changing their physical appearance to transition to another gender? Adding or taking away breast, taking away testicles, the lip fillers. What's the difference between the two?
There's science behind it, and
I mean, scientifically speaking,
how can I say this the nicest?
Just say what you gotta say. Listen, this is the M.O.B podcast. We're gonna say whatever the fuck we want to say.
There's no way someone's gonna be like, I was born a Korean and a white man's body. Get the fuck out here.
People thought the same thing. People would say the same thing a while ago when it comes to gender.
You can appreciate a culture. You can appreciate a group of people without trying to then
Cameron Lee says you can never change your face. It's in your DNA. Or I'm sorry, you can never change your race. It's in your DNA. I mean, isn't your gender in your DNA? That's an X and Y chromosome. That's a DNA thing.
I just feel like this is a joke to people who are trans. If I was a transgender person, I'd feel offended. I'd feel genuinely.
I think I agree with you. I think a lot of transgender people would feel offended.
I feel like this is a fucking joke, and I feel like because they're when transgender people are genuinely going through shit, people are gonna bring this guy up and be like, oh yeah, just like that transracial guy, huh? Like that's shit's bullshit.
My bad, y'all. Let's keep watching this video. Cameron, I see you in here doing. He said you could get sex changes, hormones. I mean, you can get apparently you could get eye changes.
Surgery.
Apparently you get Korean surgery. It's altering at the end of the day.
I identify as male or female. I just feel like I'm just in the middle.
You cannot. I mean, look at this person. This person dead ass did.
Korean Jimin, because I know a lot of people don't understand me, but I do identify as Korean, and I do look Korean now. I do feel Korean. I don't identify as British, so please don't refer to me, any media or anyone online, as British, because I identify as Korean. That's just my culture. That's my home country. That's exactly how I look now. And I also identify as
country.
All right, y'all. My name is officially David.
Country.
I feel like my name is officially David, y'all. And from now on, my pronoun is David. And I'm going to go tomorrow to get surgery. Get a permanent perm, or permanent relaxation. get my hair nice and straight. You know, I'm gonna get lip reduction surgery because these big lips don't belong on my face because I'm white. All right, I am white now. All right, I'm gonna go blonde, make my hair nice and blonde, and I'm gonna go bleach my skin, do the whole, you know. I have revitiligo. All right, that's what I suffer from.
I got the revitiligo.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, let's keep this moving, y'all.
That's my Korean name, but
I'm all for people
not only
being
that,
who they wanna be,
I know it's a little bit confusing for some people. Nobody's ever come out as Jimmy.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Korean,
What did you say, Dallas? I'm
this
trying
is
to pause
something
this real
that you
quick.
guys.
What did you say?
Man, I'm down for people being free. I'm down for people being who they are without judgment. This I can't accept. This is
Listen, I think this man's perception on what's Korean is completely fucked up. Personally,
indeed because
what the fuck is going on with this dude, man? Like the fuck he said he literally was like, I got the eyes now. All right, like what the fuck?
That is a terrible. That's how you know it's a joke, bro. It's
not a joke to him. It's not a joke to this guy. He's dead ass. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this.
Came up to me and said, "I'm black now. I got the lips." I'd be like, "What the fuck did you just say to me, bro?"
What if they gonna get like permanent skin dye? You know, get some brown, some brown skin.
That's like the German woman that turned herself black. She looks terrible.
She's black now, transracial. All right.
Oh,
nothing you can say about it. Listen, nothing you can say about it. This is the culture. All right. If you say anything against it, you're race phobic. You're race phobic. You're the first race phobic person.
Years, I've really struggled with identity issues, with who I am. You know, with who I am. It's a very tough one. So I've finally had the courage. I've undergone my racial. Can't think of the word, transitional surgery. You know, I've transitioned to a non-binary person, they, them, Korean, Jimin, and I finally have the Korean look, so I'm actually really happy. But I just want to say to people, you know, I get so many cruel comments online. I just want people to be able to respect my decision and
respect it.
Don't be, you know, non-binary phobic or anything. Just please respect.
Don't be non-binary.
This is how I feel.
Phobic.
This is a very personal decision. And I've been inspired by the courage of other people, other young people that have come out as non-binary or come out in a different way. And that's really kind of given me the courage because I think if they can do it, so can I. So as it's Pride.
This man is a fucking martyr, and I don't care what nobody says, yo. He's a fucking martyr, all right? He's willing to die on this sword, okay? Korean Jimin, you are a hero. Look at this. This is the face of I don't know what the fuck you call this shit.
This is trash.
Does this bring a new spin on the word interracial? You know, like now I feel like okay. Lilo said this person's all right. Lilo, we're on Twitch and YouTube, so I'm trying to remove the N word. Oh my god, this N word. This man needs to keep non-binaryism out of his mouth. Matthew said, I'm so glad I'm not on this podcast right now. Why not? Listen, come on the podcast. We're talking about this shit. Listen, if you don't agree with this, you're motherfucking, you're race phobic, okay? You're intersex, you're interracial phobic, you're identity phobic, all right? If you don't agree with this shit, all right?
What really killed me is the motherfucker said I had enough courage to come out, say I'm Korean. Nigga, when have you ever been?
I just said we was on Twitch.
My bad. Man, when have you ever been prosecuted for? All right.
Dallas is done. Right. Dallas is like, I don't got nothing else to say about this shit. Oh my god.
Nah, this is trash, bro.
I just wanted to put this out there.
Man, this is trash at the uttermost degree.
I've been very trapped in my body for so long, and you know, I identify with the Korean culture. I've lived in Korea. I speak the language. I have the Korean look.
He lives in Korea and he speaks the language. I think some people asked if he did that. So apparently he is Korean. He speaks the language. He has lived in Korea. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I love the fuck out of Japan, man. Maybe in order for me to really love Japan, maybe I need to go and get the eye surgery, you know? And
Let me
boy,
get some liposuction. Let them shave my skeleton down a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
If you came to me, it was like, I'm Japanese now.
Listen, I'm Japanese. All right, I watch anime. Okay, I watch anime. I like ramen noodles. All right, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift is one of my favorite movies. Okay, I'm Japanese. Ain't nothing nobody can tell me. All right,
Korean. If you didn't know who I was, you would just think I was a Korean person.
The girl from Spider-Man came out.
Not a man or woman, just a person.
She's turning Japanese.
What happened?
The girl from Spider-Man. Who's the redhead? The very first one with Tobey Maguire. Kirsten Dunst. She has a song that's called "I'm Turning Japanese," and it's like a Japanese pop song, and she's in Japan and shit, and she's like
Japanese is just not. Listen, Korean, Japanese. Maybe we're thinking too much about the race. Maybe they're just talking about the nationality. All right, I don't know. Let's keep watching.
And you know, people might think, "Oh, I'm such a joke," but you know what, guys? You don't understand. If you're trapped in the wrong body your whole life, like you don't understand.
You just don't understand.
I haven't been trapped in this body my whole life, but it's been the last 8 years, and it's been very tough.
8 years trapped.
I'm very confused, and I've had so many people online bully me about my looks, my love of Jimin, my love of Korea, and people just don't get it. No one's done this.
Real quick, in the comment section, can somebody tell me what the fuck Jimin is? All right, I think it's Jimin. What the fuck is Jimin?
Before, but I just want to take the brave step to, you know, do this, because I'm sure there's many other young people out there that do identify as Korean or maybe as Japanese, and they don't have the strength or courage, or they don't know the words how to express this.
Give me courage.
It's a very, very tough thing, and I'm, you know, I don't want to receive any backlash for this, because this is a very personal thing to share. You guys, like, you know, people online, like YouTubers, they always say, oh, he does things for attention. Like, nobody would do this for attention. Nobody would go through this much pain, this much suffering. I've had 18 surgeries in total for the last 8 years. Nobody would do that to themselves for attention. Like, I'm doing this because it's how I identify, it's how I feel. So I just want people to please be respectful in the comments. Please be respectful online. As I said, I'm non-binary now, so I can be addressed as they, them, Korean, or Jimin. So they/them/
What the fuck? Since when is Korean and Jimin fucking pronouns, yo? I thought like what the fuck? Am I stupid? Did I like skip a grade? What the fuck is considered a pronoun now? Because I'm confused. You know, I'm gonna look it up while this video plays, because I don't want to be talking on my ass. It sounds stupid.
Jimin/Korean or Ko/Ian Korean. That's how I identify. People might not get it. It's a new concept, whatever. This is how I feel, so please be respectful of my pronouns, of my gender identification, and just want to say I hope this video might encourage other young people that have been really struggling with who they are. You know, always do what makes you happy in life. This is my message, this is my motto. Be who you want to be, you know, love who you want to love, be what gender you want to be what person you want to be. You know, I support all the LGBTQI plus community.
He's an ally, y'all. He's an ally.
And all the people that identify in different ways. I think it's a very beautiful thing that, you know, in 2021 we can all have these different identities, and we can love different people freely.
Preach.
But it's not the same in every country. Hallelujah. So I just want to say some of my fans are in countries where it's not possible to come out as non-binary or to be themselves, and I just want to say, please have strength, please have courage. One day your time will come, you'll be able to freely express yourself, and I will always try my best to give you guys a voice, give you guys a platform, and be a champion for the non-binary community. So just wanted to put that out there, guys. Like, I've done a lot of surgeries now.
Oh, wait.
So I looked it up.
Wait.
Because I had a feeling.
Wait. Hold on.
You know, I'm really loving the results already, but I just wanted to put that out there that I now identify as non-binary, and I really appreciate all of the fans and everyone that supports me with this, and I hope that, you know, I can be an inspiration to others. So
it's been a long time coming. but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Listen, this man is the first ever interracial, I don't know what the fuck. Listen, if y'all can't tell already, I'm completely bullshitting. This man is a fucking, like, I don't want to say he's a fucking joke, because I get it. Identity crisis is identity crisis, and I'm not gonna sit here and like, I'm not gonna sit here and hold dude for his feelings, but I mean, come on, my guy, like really, really,
Right.
come on, like, and then the fact that
So
he keeps saying my pronouns. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, told you.
No. I was saying I know BTS, that Korean group, is
Mm-hmm.
a big thing right now. Like even McDonald's has like a Happy Meal that's called like the BTS meal right now. And I just had a feeling this had something to do with that group. So apparently Jimin it's just a name, right? Just like Jacob or Manuel or something. Jimin is just a name. It does have meaning, like it does mean something, but that is the name of one of the members of BTS.
So his name is no longer Ali or whatever his name is. It's now Jimin. So that's why he was saying his name is Jimin, and his pronoun is. So his pronouns are they and them, and his new name is Korean Jimin. That's what he said.
I'm pretty sure that's what they were saying.
This person is trash. Complete trash. This person is complete trash.
Man, look, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, brother. Go ahead.
Bro. No benefit. This person is trash. And it's a selfish thing you did because you went online and you made a big ass video about it.
No, you was trying to make an example for others who might be in the same position.
Hey man, people have been killed for being gay. People have been killed for being trans, and they're discriminated against. And as a white dude who identifies as Korean, there's no way you face that same struggle. So to get on here and act like you've been a part of that, or you've felt any type of way that someone who's going through this on a regular, this is the thing I was talking about earlier with like when you have people who are like with the fake rape cases.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone has a legit rape case, and people are like, "Well, there's this case of this person." This is exactly what people are going to be like. Oh, well, this guy is no different than a transgender person, and then like that is completely not the case. Like this guy is a joke, man. This guy is a piece of shit.
Imagine if I had the audacity.
So I imagine going back to Korea is going to be a goal for this person.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that's just not going to impact them socially, like. You already know that Koreans are going to be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with your face?
Yeah,
like,
man. Oh, no, I'm Korean now. They're going to be like,
they're going to be like, you're not Korean. Like, are you half? Are you, like, was your great-grandma Korean? Like this person does not look Korean. Does not look Asian.
Yo, I think the thing that trips me, the thing that trips me out the most, right, is the fact that he was just like, yo, I want to be Korean, therefore, like, I'm going to get the eyes slanted, and I'm going to get my cheeks raised, and I'm going to get my lips a little fuller than, because I'm looking at this guy right now. He looks like he's got a whole bunch of shit going on his fucking face. But he's got his, looks like he has his nose. Let me bring it up so people can see what the fuck I'm talking about. But, so it looks like he has his eyes. Oh, people can't see my cursor. Oh, well. But it looks like he has his eyes going on some shit, right? Looks like he slanted his eyes up. Looks like he got his nose surgery, like a nose reduction, or I don't know what the fuck you call it, but it looks like he augmented his nose. It looks like he got some cheek filler, some lip filler, probably some Botox definitely around his face, so his skin could look like as smooth and round as it looks right now. Yeah, I just feel like, imagine me, right? Imagine me going like, yo, I identify as Japanese, so I went to the doctor and I got a penis reduction, and I decided that I'm my eyes slanted, and I got my nose whatever, and then I went and got like fucking like Naruto whiskers on my face or some shit, and like just imagine, yo, like the audacity. I do think like it's super fucked up, yo, to be like let me just put these physical traits onto someone and like, come on, my guy, you had to have known better than that. You had to have known better than that.
Okay.
Like I get it. People have identity issues.
Extreme identity crisis. Like,
people have identity issues, man. And as someone who loves Japan, as someone who
case.
wants to go back to Japan, who would love to spend the rest of his life and die in Japan and get his ashes spread on like fucking Fuji or some shit, all right? Never in my whole life would I ever be like, yo, because I fuck with Japan and I rock with Japan so heavy, I'm Japanese, and because I'm Japanese, I'm gonna go physically augment myself to the point. I don't know, man. I don't get these identities. I don't want to go too much on it because there's a lot of shit that this can boil over to, and I don't want it to necessarily like boil over to other things. But motherfuckers is tripping nowadays, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on with people, yo. I don't know what the fuck's going on with people. That shit is just crazy.
And I want to say to the people in the comments, if my reasoning is wrong for this, and you feel like there's a reason why I should probably accept this, I am down and open to have this conversation.
Yes. If anybody 100%. In the comment section or anybody who watches this video later feels as though we are wrong or egregiously wrong and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, please, by all means, comment on the post. And hopefully, maybe we can have another episode of this podcast where we talk about this and you can become a guest and please, by all means, participate in the conversation. We like to build and we like to, talk about quality things. But until somebody gives me some type of justification, I'm just going to say this is fucking weird.
This guy is trash.
All right, y'all. I mean, that's it. That's all I got for today's show. Anybody have any closing comments or anything that they would like to say or share before we wrap things up? Jake?
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share everything, join the Discord, all that good stuff.
Lloyd, what's going on, Lloyd? Hey, appreciate you coming through, checking out the stream, even though Lloyd. We kind of wrapping things up, yo. Dallas, anything you want to say to the people? Definitely go back and watch the stream, though, Lloyd. Man,
check your boys out during the week, man. You know what I'm saying? Check your boys out during the week. We got different days that we stream. Got different topics that we're covering, man. We got a lot of fun stuff coming out. You guys come kick it with the mob, and we got a lot of fun things planned.
Facts, y'all. And I think, are you still gonna play something today, Dallas, or no?
Yeah, I'm thinking about hopping on and playing some of that Shinobi Striker, The Adventures of Clapsuke Uchiha. I don't know. That's the character I made on Strikers. Clapsuke Uchiha. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be out here clapping, folks. Tune in.
All right, for sure. Well, yeah, man, that's that wraps up this just clusterfuck of an episode of the M.O.B podcast, y'all. I appreciate everybody coming through and spending the time kicking it with us. Let us know how you felt about today's episode in the comment section below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on IG. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe and follow to us on YouTube. And really the big thing we're trying to push is to follow us on Twitch, y'all. We trying to get that Twitch affiliate status, so we can start making big moves, making big money moves. So if you rock with us even a little bit, just do me a favor, man. Take like 2 minutes out of your day and follow us on all our social media platforms. Other than that, like Dallas says, we stream all week. All right, we got streams coming. We got the M.O.B Monday, we got the Tune In Tuesday, the Weeaboo Wednesday, the Throwback Thursdays, and we got the M.O.B podcast on the Saturdays, yo. So we really out here putting out some content for everybody. All right. Other than that, tune in next week, same time, same place. All right. And yeah, y'all have a beautiful and blessed day, and try to navigate these weird ass internet waters. I don't know what else the fuck to say, yo. This shit blew my mind. But yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. And we